Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
Ellie, what did you want to say?
I want to just talk about a bit of Elphaba's backstory, because people don't know this, but she's actually been on TikTok since she was 17. She was with her friend Jack, and then there was some incidents with Jack that happened that honestly shouldn't have been on the internet, I believe. And now Jack is also getting hate because the stuff that he says is clear attention seeking.
We love you, TikTok.
She's done some stuff since she's been on TikTok since she was 17, and because of the hate that's been spewing, she had to give up on her dream, which was, obviously everyone knows this, to do musical theatre. And you know, when she had to give up on all her dream because of the unnecessary hate, it has to come down to the fact that there's nothing else for her to do but be on live, which is, you know, she can get a job and all that, but at this point, the thing that's giving her the most money and the most options is to do stupid stuff on the internet, which is what you guys are encouraging by giving her hate. I think people don't understand that there's no difference between giving someone hate and giving someone praise when it comes to the internet, because both of the things are going to lift her up.
Can I just interrupt just quickly? Can I just ask, just if we be careful with the H word, just because I know TikTok isn't a great fan of that, just say H-A-T-E or H or something.
Completely fine. H. There's no difference between hate and praise when it comes to someone like Elphaba. She's going to take anything you give to her and is going to use that as an excuse of, this is why I can't get a job, this is why I can't do this is why I can't do that. But she's also going to take praise and be like, well, everyone's saying I'm already doing good on TikTok. So both sides of the party are kind of not great. I think it should be a situation of ignoring.
As someone who suffers with mental health, it's hard witnessing her behaviour. Then don't watch. As blunt as it is, I feel like Simon Cowell and judging a bad singer, don't watch. Why are you going to sit there and say, I'm really suffering with whatever it is, because everyone has their own thing going on. Seriously, everyone's a bit messed up. But sitting there watching and going, oh, I this is awful, this is really hurting me, but continuing to watch, like Ellie said, block her, and you don't have to see it.
I think that is a very valid point, but I think by human nature, we are incredibly nosy people. I know I am.
And that's it, you're nosy. That's
we are going to comment on it. I think what the awareness groups have tried to do, and same as I said, I think sometimes things go a little bit too far, but making people who are not aware of who this person is, to protect the children and to make parents aware of who they are, is what has been the main goal. And I think it is the goal that people do genuinely have at heart, but sometimes that does get lost. And I do stand by, as much as people will hate me about it, it is Elphaba's main responsibility. But it's like filming a wasp's nest and going, be careful, wasps can be aggressive and wasps can sting. And then deciding to film it one day and going, these wasps aren't doing anything aggressive today. I'm going to whack the wasp's nest so that we can film it and see it being aggressive. And that's all I would say. You don't need to. Elphaba will have a meltdown and do something freaking stupid, because Elphaba is freaking stupid. Oh, yeah, exactly. Elphaba is, Orion is dangerous and vile. I don't care about the views, Ryan. I'm just a bitch with an opinion, and the same as everybody else on TikTok, I will say my opinion. What hate live has I done on Orion? I've done discussion lives. I've never gone and picked on the way they look. I've never gone and picked on things like that. Unless you have actually been in my lives on a regular basis, you can't say how I word things and how I do things on a 50-50, well, 50-50-ish view. Everything can't be 50-50.
Hold on, Tim wants to say a word. Tim, say something.
Hello.
Hi there, yo.
Hold on, Tim wants to say a word. Tim, say something.
Hello.
Hi there, yo. Hi.
Okay, guys, I feel like I just said it like 3 times, got the smartest people with the most brain cells on TikTok. I feel like I was saying earlier, a lot of people hear what they want to hear and don't actually listen to what's being said, or they see what they want to see because of their own past experiences instead of seeing what's actually going on. Oh, Quirky's gone. And I've got Ellie and Quirky who are actually seeing what's going on and going, this is what's happening and it's wrong. But like me and the fat freaks will advise you all block and report the account. Right, so that's what I was going to say. Someone said, I don't know who it is. He's a violent, dangerous man. I don't think he's dangerous, honestly. I don't think anyone's going to be scared to go in a room with Elphaba. Anyway, but someone said they won't block him or her. I'm just repeating the comment. They won't block him because they need their content, which is the whole point. That's the reason you won't block Elphaba, because you need something to talk about. You need something to look at. There are so many people in this world who are doing so much worse. And
coffee, please.
Like, get over it. Females have a reason to be scared. If I'm honest, I feel like any female, no matter the size, could do over Elphaba, respectfully. But I think the danger refers more so about the manipulation and what they say about you. Do you know how not to be manipulated? Probably the best way. Don't engage. Don't talk. Don't allow it. Like, do you know what I mean? I've worked with kids that are easily influenced by people like him.
I also think that people need to be aware. I want to look into it to make sure that I am correct on this, because I don't know how the sort of algorithm works on money. But someone did mention that when you go into a live creator's live, they get paid for how many people are in there and comments. So if you do not like Orion and you do not want to support them, just going in there and even putting the little comments of dislike and being in there can help him. So that is why the Cam2s are very good, because you get to watch them and be nosy without actually supporting them.
He is knowingly supporting SH. How? By having her own episode? Like, Jesus Lord, I don't think anyone in this like live who, if you've ever had a panic attack, I don't think you're sitting there going, oh God, what if someone else is seeing me having a panic attack? It's going to affect them. No, you're in the moment. You don't care about anything or anyone else. You're living in that moment and you're trying to like survive. Your body's gone into chaos. You're trying to survive. You're not thinking about anyone else. Elphaba's crashing out. She is a weird kid who crashes out. Like, regardless of how valid they are, if they're actually like, oh yeah, she's got a reason to, or she doesn't. She's going to do it like she's going, if you want me, yeah.
I personally believe all the SH incidents were totally fabricated by Elphaba, but they was incredibly disturbing for people. But with the particular, not the butter one, the other implement, the rage that they was getting, the adrenaline they was getting from people, it just took one slip for them to take it too far. And that's what concerned me. The last situation was absolutely ridiculous. And for everybody that has said that I've talked shit on Orion, I have talked shit on Orion. I did a whole live when they did the thing about epilepsy, and I will continue to talk shit on Orion if Orion does disgusting things. But there's a difference between calling someone out on their behaviour and the bad things they do, and sit there and pick fault at every single little thing that they do. Good people do bad things and bad people do good things. I never said it made me better, but there's a difference. Like, if you're I think my personal opinion is, if you are doing awareness, it has to be done in a certain way. There's a difference between awareness and entertainment, which is why I will never say that I'm awareness live. I can't be an awareness live. I haven't got in me to do an awareness live. The fact is, just because somebody does a shitty thing once doesn't mean that every single thing they do is shitty. And also, you've got to be careful with what you do. So I go back to the wasp nest. Yeah, wasps are aggressive. Wasps can be assholes. But you can't go, oh shit, they're not being aggressive today. Whack the wasp nest and say, oh, they're always aggressive.
It's like, I don't understand why that's so difficult to understand. Like, it's literally quick math.
People want to hate on Orion because Orion is a twat. And that's great, hate on them, but hate on them when they're doing the things to hate on them. They do plenty of things. They have a long list of things that we can hate on them for.
Please say H.
If you want to hate on them, if you honestly want to hate on them, every little thing they do it.
Please watch the H word, just because I know TikTok is
Sorry.
really... No, it's okay. It is a singing boy that wishes to be a witch, not a woman. Okay, there's many witches on TikTok. Go H on them. But you won't, because because Elphaba's entertaining. She's a weird kid, and you guys like watching that. Go on, Ellie.
Sorry, could I ask Quirky, what is the epilepsy situation? Could you...
They played a noise that it turned out they definitely knew, because there was a thing where they had Googled it. But even if they didn't know before, the chat was telling them to stop playing that sound to irritate people, because it was known to cause seizures in people. And they kept playing it, and it caused a lot of upset. And yeah, I called them out on that. I called them out that it was wrong for them to continue playing it, and they defended it afterwards, and there was a total twat about it.
Yeah, that's not great, I'll admit.
Lucas, I'll let you speak. Hold on. So are you saying it's fine to pretend to have Tourette's, like fake tics, and just show themselves to kids? Is it right? No. Do people do it? Yes. I used to pretend I had a different accent and walk around and, you know, pretend I was from da-da-da-da-da. Like, it literally makes no difference. It's not a right thing to do, and it's like... imagine if they met someone who did have Tourette's or something, they're probably going to be like, what are you doing? Does it hurt a community? No, it doesn't. Is it right? No, it's not. Now, if Elphaba's actually going out there and she's living her life like a lot of these TikTokers do, they pretend to have DID and that's their whole personality. Elphaba did it because she saw it was getting attention. She wants attention because she's never got it before, and she hung on to it. Is it right? No. Should she do it? No. Is it the end of the world? No. There's people that are dying. It doesn't make a difference to any community. People just want to say something because it's Elphaba. That's it. No.
See, this is where I'll disagree with you. When Elphaba is doing things like that, that is what the awareness pages have done an amazing job of bringing light to. And it's when they're doing stupid things like that. Orion again. Thanks, Sunflower. Keep reminding me of that, because I want to refer to them as Orion. This is what the awareness pages are doing an amazing job of, bringing attention those stupid things.
Gail, or not. I'll get to that in a minute, Gail.
Why are you making money? If I was making money on Elphaba, right? Thank you so much. I wish I could make money from talking about Elphaba.
You've got your gifts on, so it's a relative point. When you've got your gifts on and you're talking about somebody, you will be making money off them. So it's a relative point that people are going to say.
But what do you mean my gifts are on?
You've got people, your gifts, yeah, people are able to send you gifts, so look, send you those.
Is that not a thing that you can do all the time?
You can do it. People can do it, and everybody's entitled to do it.
No, but I mean, I didn't know you can turn them off.
Yeah, you can turn them off if you want to. It's in the settings before you go live.
Right, you guys are in the comments are going, well, you can turn it off. I don't come live like this. If I do character lives or I do debates. I like what you expect. I don't even know what a box is. I don't know what the gifts mean. I just come on and talk. I tell people I don't care about your gifts. They mean they're lovely and they're great, but I like if you tap the screen. That kind of makes me a lot.
I mean, the one thing I will admit that I was very, very guilty of is when I worded what I worded. I should never have made it out that I should tell people how and what they can do. People can do what they want to do, and I am sorry, and I was wrong for doing that. But I should not have done that, but I do stand by the fact that I think that Elphaba is a twat, and he does enough twatty things. Orion is a twat and does enough twatty things that we don't need to wind them up to get the twatty things off them. And that's all that people were saying to me is, why are they winding them up? And that was just my view, and I stand by that. But I do carry on saying that they are a twat.
Why
well, if I constantly tell people what to do, maybe I should publish my little rule book, and I will call it the rule book of a quirky cat, and you can all read through it.
Guys, I will send you. Someone else said, "Why do you defend him?" If you find a clip of me defending directly Elphaba, I will send you £300.
Terry, no, I have never made Elphaba into a toilet on an FYP show. No, the only time you will have seen a toilet on the FYP show is when I'm a toilet on the FYP show, and I have one of my moderators who comes into the box, and my toilet is in love with her. It's when I do a chat, but I've never, and many people will confirm with that, I've never ever put a filter on another person on my FYP show.
He's a walking danger trigger unto himself, a walking trigger warning. The world doesn't come with trigger warnings. Move on. Lucas, what did you want to say?
Okay, I have two things now.
Yeah.
So first up, Gail, you said Angry Irish says I'm a cloud chaser. Irish, if you're watching this, get your facts right, okay? I was with Quirky Cat's box saying that I used to support Orion. I don't know more. So get your facts right. Scotty, if you're also watching, you're a fucking nonce, mate.
Whoa,
get your facts right as well.
Is the language, please.
And back to Orion. So basically what I was first coming up to say was, what about the minors in his chat and like how he makes boxes and stuff?
Sorry?
Like Orion, he has mods who are like minors. I was just spreading awareness there. Irish, if you want to talk about this, do it in DMs. I'm done with your bullshit.
We shouldn't really be mentioning people's names like that. It's not fair on people that aren't.
No, Irish is in the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see them in the chat, and I thought that was a bit unfair.
It's right.
Womp womp.
Well, Irish, get your facts right. You know, I'm not an Orion supporter. I don't need you and Scotty coming after me.
See, nobody should be going after
I won't speak to the one under me.
Don't you dare mention Irish.
You fucking...
Well, don't you mention me then?
Well, hold on. I want everyone to speak one at a time. Please don't shout and please watch your language.
I'm gonna mute.
We want freedom of speech, but just be careful because it's my live, okay? Go on, Reese.
I want to know what the fuck's the matter with you, you prick. Calling Scotty a nonce.
Well, he is.
No, it's fucking not, you cunt.
Oh.
Okay. I'm really sorry. I don't listen. You can say what you want. I don't care. Just because TikTok, we love TikTok. We're polite and friendly and welcoming on here. I want everyone to feel welcomed and things like that. We love TikTok Shop. There's 20% off right now. Yeah, just what you can say what you want. I don't care what you say. Just you can have any opinion. I'm not a snowflake on here.
Irish, just fuck off. Grow up. You're a 40-year-old woman. Grow up.
See, there's no need for people to be like, people have had disagreements with people.
Hannah.
All of the infighting is just, it's not going to help the main cause, and we've all had disagreements between each other, but the main thing is to get the awareness out of the shitty things that this person does. And they do a lot of shitty things.
50 grand out of his followers. God, if that works, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scam 350 grand. Jesus Lord.
They have. People are letting us know in the chat that apparently the person in here is not Irish, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't know who Irish is. Am I allowed to request? Of course you are, as long as you can watch a language and we can have a conversation and you can say your opinion.
Hannah, can you come up to the box, please?
And look, guys, me and Quirky didn't agree on something. We're still here. We're not cussing each other out because we're adults with brains. Yap and create. Hold on, because I don't want too many people up here at once, so I'll let you on bit by bit.
Hello.
Hello. How old are you, sorry?
31.
You sound so young.
Oh, thanks.
What did you want to say?
Obviously, I can too. So I'm just coming at this from a different point of view. I'm happy to be respectful. I'm happy to... Obviously, we're going to disagree. I'm not going to swear at anybody. I'm not going to raise my voice. So I'm just letting you know. It's just a different opinion on...
Of course. Thank you, Jay.
Why is Cam 2.
Can you just clarify, what is a Cam 2?
Cam 2 is it's the awareness live. So we stream Elphaba's live.
Right. Thank you so much.
We stream Elphaba's live so that they don't encourage to get gifts from minors and things like that.
He wasn't respectful. Why haven't you dropped him? He hasn't said anything disrespectful. He said a word I told him not to say. He hasn't said it again.
I was defending myself.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, sorry. So from my perspective, and I don't speak for the whole Cam 2 community, So I'll just speak from my perspective for now. Nobody from my live has ever gone into somebody else's live and said, "Oh, do this, do this." I discourage that, because I do agree. At that point, you're not helping anything. You're making it worse, and it does become a performance. I haven't seen it in any other live, as far as I am aware. It's never happened. I don't put filters on, but personally, I don't see the problem with putting a filter on. Sometimes, that's just choice at the end of the day, right? And that's not for anybody else to comment on. I believe at the end of the day, your opinion on Elphaba, I'll say Elphaba because but I believe at the end of the day, your opinion on Elphaba is, you can have your opinion on Elphaba, that's fine. Everybody here can have their opinion on Elphaba. But you can't tell other people what opinion to have, if that makes sense.
When do you think, again, however this may sound, I'm not meaning it to sound that way like I'm coming at you, but when did I say that you can't think or feel these things about Elphaba?
No, I don't mean you. I just mean in general. Like obviously, I have an opinion of Elphaba, you have an opinion of Elphaba. And it's two separate things. I'm not looking for an argument or anything. The discussion is great. That's what I will say. Being able to have an open discussion, and a space where people can discuss it. Even yesterday, and I'm sure certain people, they don't report on that. But yesterday, we had somebody who, they were 20. I have a soft disagreement with how old they were, but I had a discussion with them. I wanted to hear why they support Elphaba. What is it, about Elphaba that draws you to them, And that's what I do. I want the discussion. I want to have a discussion and maybe, just open somebody's eyes and say, well, yeah, but they did do this. And this person had no idea about the Instagram. The Instagram live is what I'll say. I don't want to get anybody in bother for alluding to what happened. But yeah, for the Instagram live. Oh,
yeah, what was that? What was that?
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Dark Mother.
Yes, whirly thing.
Thank you.
Guys, hold on. Let me just say, Weeb standing up for Orion, knowing nothing about Orion. Again, I will say it every single day. I will send you £300. £300 if you can show me a live video, anything, of me defending exactly Elphaba or anything she's done. That's it. That's what I want you to do. But also, talking about the whole gifts thing, I don't do lives. I don't know anything about lives. I didn't even know you could turn gifts off. So people saying, oh, you're making money. Even if I knew before, I still would have left them on, because if people want to send gifts, absolutely fine, do it. But I didn't even know you could turn them off. But equally, I want you to hold the same weight, because now you're sending to people all down here who are on my live talking about Elphaba. So I'm not saying I agree or disagree or whatever, but are they now not making money off of Elphaba?
Weebs, I'm going to be honest. You can have your gifts on or off. That doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean?
Just turn them off.
Yeah, At the end of the day, that's personal choice. I'm not going to say to somebody, you must turn your
Best off ignoring the chat when it comes to that, same as Yap says. I think that's one thing that we will just all agree on, that you will have people in the chat that none of us can control that will say things to try and get a reaction and deflect what Yap was putting a lovely point about trying to understand people and therefore trying to help the awareness community by protecting those minors, which is what the main thing of the awareness community was about. There was a small disagreement that happened, which I believe started over a picture in one person's live where I mentioned something else that I had been sent by several people and mentioned that it had been blown all out of proportion, and that then quieted down and then happens to have gone on a little bit.
Well, I think we can agree with that. No offence, Quirky. I think it does get blown out of proportion.
No offence taken. I can understand that what I said would have hurt some people, same as the picture that was shown that had come out from, and I don't even know who'd shown it, hurt some people by being shown. But it doesn't mean that everything that the awareness communities has done should be tossed to a side, because what you have done for so long has been amazing and has been a lot of what I have shown and other FYP people have shown to show the bad that Elphaba has done.
Can I also just take a moment to say thank you, guys, regardless of what we agree on. Like I said, I love my debate live. I also do character lives as well, so I'm probably not going to act like this next time you see me. But this is what I want. This is what I want TikTok to be. Everyone in here may have a different opinion. We can all sit and share our opinions, regardless of whether I say, actually, I don't agree with anything Yap or Lucas or anyone says. But it's not an echo chamber. We're not all sitting here going, well, I think like this, and I don't like this. I don't. Yeah. We're not sitting there debating each other just because, we agree with each other. Someone can come up here and say, everything you're saying, Weaves, is wrong. I don't like anything you're saying. And I go, okay, tell me why. Because we can have a conversation, okay? Unlike some of you guys who like to sit there and pick each other off and go, well, I don't like Elphaba. Neither do I. I like Elphaba.
No. The thing is, it does become very difficult in the chat. Same as I said, and I will say it now, Yap is in here. I am sorry that in that evening that I put my words in the way that made it feel that I was telling you guys how to run your chat like I was the authority. I should have not done that. I should have made sure that it was my opinion on that I felt that certain things should not be done. I should never have made it that it was, I think everyone should do this, because everyone is entitled to do things the way they do, and I would like to apologise for that. Though I will always say I do stand by that I do not agree with going and winding Elphaba up. But if that's what people want to do, that's what people want to do. But I should not have made people think that I was telling you what to do, because I should not have done that.
No, I appreciate the apology, and again, I just stand by saying that a lot of the comments that happen, and I'll say that I can't say what comments, but I'm sure we all know what I'm talking about. There's certain comments that go into Elphaba's chat that do tell that person to themselves and other awful things. And I've always said, and most of the cam tours, I can speak, I think, on that one for everybody. We do not condone that. We do not encourage that. Those are troll accounts. If they are people in our community and we were to find out about it, we would not be happy. They would be completely blocked. Because the cam tours we have, obviously Elphaba's address was leaked. Not sure who leaked it. A lot of people have said that Elphaba leaked it on their own, likely unintentionally. We have that blocked in our chat. We do not let people come in and give out phone numbers or addresses or places that they go. We actively say, you're not going to come in here and do that. We're here to raise the awareness on the Cam2 side. We're not here to then go and, I can't say the A word, A-B-U-S-E, Elphaba and things like that. We've never stood for that.
Yeah, one of your people messaged me after I posted, I think, the second video and said, I hope you get and die you free.
Okay, yeah, and again, we don't condone that. We absolutely do not
control everybody that supports you or comes in your chat. I can't control everybody, and I have a very, very small following. You can't control everybody.
No.
Right.
And sometimes people slip through the cracks. That's it. Sometimes people slip through the cracks, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's so unfortunate.
Jay, what did you want to say? Sorry, you're waiting a while. Jay?
Hi, sorry,
Hello.
I just wanted to say that it's probably a bit pointless to say because the people who already think this will think it and people who don't won't acknowledge it. But I think a lot of the hate for Elphaba is fueled by transphobia specifically. Because, yes, obviously, what Elphaba does, it is bad. Look, some of the stuff that she does is terrible. There's no denying that. But when other people do it on here, people brush over it and say, "Oh, just don't interact with them because they're just getting what they want." But as soon as it's a trans person, everyone's on it instantly, and also they take it as as soon as something a trans person does they don't like, they instantly take it as an opportunity to misgender and dead name them.
I totally agree, because what is the first thing people come for Elphaba? They can not listen to anything that she's done in the past. The first thing they will come for is her gender, which I think is just, I don't even like Elphaba. I do not support her, but it's just so unnecessary. There's so much more you can talk about, which there's no need for. But why is it always her gender? There is no need. Talk about her singing.
Lucas, I just had to drop you down so I can bring Amy up. Sorry, Amy's been waiting a while. Yeah, no, I agree. But then at the same time, I can again see myself from a different perspective of as soon as someone, let's say you've got bad teeth, you've got bad hair, you're big, whatever, you're skinny, if you're going to cuss me, that's the first thing that I'm going to go for, because people are going to know that's something you're probably conscious about, and you're probably going to get hurt by it. So that's kind of human nature to go, I can see you've got red hair, I can see you've got a big nose, I'm going to say that because I know it's going to hurt you. So do I think it's phobia? It's transphobic to say some things, but I don't necessarily think they hate trans people.
But everything that people disagree with, she says, is transphobic. She asks if the song was good, and people say no, it's all of a sudden, oh, you're being transphobic. Not everything is to do with transphobia.
Yeah, she's a victim.
And everything that is being used is that word.
She's a victim.
What, did I say everything to do with it is transphobia, or did I say some of the hate is fueled by transphobia?
But it's not. It's what they have done. They have said they have autism. They said they have had Tourette's. They said they have had...
So you think that none of the hate that Elphaba gets is at all fueled by transphobia?
Maybe some is. Some people may not agree with it, and that's perfectly fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Do I agree with those opinions? No.
Eli,
but they are allowed an opinion. Not everybody has to agree with it.
Eli, when I say she's a victim, I don't mean the kind of thing that you're thinking. I'm saying she's a victim as in, like, she feels sorry for herself. She's like, oh, I'm a victim, oh, I've been hurt. That's what I mean. I don't mean like, oh, poor Elphaba.
Again, and another thing, if the hate gets so bad, she can control it. All she has to do is get off the app, stay off the app, and it's done.
And this is what Amy's brought out, the very good point, which is why the people that hate me for saying it, which is why I said I think they thrive on this hate. Why winding them up gives them more of an excuse to have these lash outs. I don't think it's anything to do with transphobia. I don't think any of these awareness groups that are doing the work that they are doing it for transphobia. I think they're genuinely doing it to call out a line on the bad behaviour that they're doing.
Personally,
I think the Cam2s are brilliant, because the Cam2s are giving her not having a platform. They're giving people able to watch without giving her support, because she doesn't deserve it.
And
Cam2s are needed.
I had no problem with 99.9%. There was just one little thing that I saw a couple of people doing that I just wanted to say, look, you know, when you're doing this, you're kind of giving that arsehole an excuse to be more of an arsehole. So, and it came out in the wrong time, in the wrong way, and I worded something wrong that I'm sorry for.
You can
I'm sorry for what I said.
Elphaba, but still use her correct pronouns and her correct name. Just saying.
Jailbird, what did you want to say? And then Jail speak, and then
I'm sorry, I'm going to get really, really angry on this, Grinchy darling. I never used to be Elphaba's mod. Whoever started that, can you please stop it? I never used to be Elphaba's mod. I was actually blocked by Elphaba. I'd never used to be Elphaba's mod.
Don't let them get to you, Quirks. Can I just say something? Now, I don't agree with everything that has been said and done by people. I'm an outsider. I know Quirky through other people. But I'm going to call BS on Yaps, because where they said that they don't put filters on the people that they're cam-2ing is a lie, because I have watched from the outside. Hang on, let me finish. I have watched from the outside as you've appeared on my For You page, and you have had filters on people.
Me?
Yes, you.
That's impossible, darling, because I just use TikTok Studio. I don't even use OBS.
I have seen filters be put on when you have been on your Cam2 lives.
Not me, darling, because I don't use OBS. But if you can show me a clip, go ahead and find me a clip. By all means, because I've never put filters on. I can't use OBS. For some reason, it won't run on my laptop. I only use TikTok Studio. And if you're cam-tuning on TikTok Studio, it doesn't register who you're streaming. So if I was to... Weebs, I'll use you as an excuse because you're the host, okay, darling? If I was to stream Weebs right now, it doesn't register that that's a face. It doesn't register as a camera. It registers that as it's just a video playing. I can't use filters. So I don't know who you're talking about, but it ain't me.
It has been some of your lives because I've seen it come up on my For You page plenty of times.
That's right. You
Unfortunately, I haven't got the ability. Unfortunately, I haven't got the ability to screen record because I am not very tech savvy. But I have seen it on my For You page.
Can I just say, Jailbird, I just don't think it's fair to say these things without evidence. And I will say, someone who uses TikTok Studio, you can't put a filter on something when you're using TikTok Studio, which is why the person that accused me of doing it earlier was wrong. You can't put a filter on somebody when you're using TikTok Studio. You can only put a filter on yourself.
Yep.
So,
all I can say is I've seen it, you know, and unfortunately I haven't worked out how to screen record yet, but I will do.
Well,
but that's all I'm saying is I have seen it.
If that's what you're claiming, that's fine. I usually have about 300 people in my life, so I'm sure one of them's got a clip, if that's the case. But I've never used a filter. Secondly, I never said it wasn't okay to use filters. I said it's people's choice whether they use filters or not, because I know some of the cam tours do use filters. It's people's choice how they want to do that. And I don't think that the filters are offensive, because I believe if they were offensive, they wouldn't be on TikTok.
Right, Jay and Jailbird, last words, and I'm going to get the other two people up there.
I have nothing else to say. I just wanted to say my piece because that's all I had seen, and I was just saying what I had seen. People can come at me all they wish, I don't care, but I'm just saying what I saw. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to screen record yet, but if I do and I see it again, then yes, I will screen record. I will then have that evidence.
This sort of behaviour is not going to help, because at the end of the day, Tim said I had one little issue with something I saw. One little issue, but that doesn't mean that the whole other things that these cam tours are doing is bad, because 99.9% of what they're doing is amazing and is catching the genuine bad behaviour that Elphaba is doing that parents need to be aware of.
Yes, and I completely agree with that. I completely agree with that, that some of the cam tours are doing it for the right reason. I was just calling out on the fact that, you know, someone said that they don't use filters, and I had seen filters being used. That's all I was calling out on. I weren't calling out on anything else. That's it.
That's fine. I appreciate you calling me out for something you believe happened. And when I get receipts for that, I will take it into consideration.
Oh, yeah, I think I like you.
Can I just address B's comment? Because if I'm going to be here, I'm going to address. When I did
I'm going to drop Jailbird down now so I can get someone up. Sorry, Quirk, I'll let you say something. But Jay, did you want to say something?
Not really. Other than, actually, I have no fucking clue what a cam 2 is. I was talking about the general, like, consensus on Elphaba, not specifically groups of people.
Period, queen. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming up.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. Everybody is so nice.
When I did drop a name in the live that happened, when I did drop that name, when everyone was going, give a name, I couldn't remember the other two people's screenshots that I'd been sent. I did drop a name. I did message that person. I happened to message the back account instead of the main backup account, the main account by Ups a Daisy. I did then do a live where I showed the screenshots that I'd been sent. So it wasn't slagging off, it was saying I have been sent a screen record of this person telling people to go over into that live and say things. I had the screen record of it. So it wasn't me saying, I've seen you do this without evidence. I had the evidence. That was the only problem I had with the cam 2s. End of.
Who is Irish? Who is that?
She's a lady that also does the cam 2ing, and majority of the time, apart from that one little thing that I saw, does amazing work.
Okay, right. Willow and Freddie. Hello.
Hello. So first of all, just got to say, I absolutely love everyone here. I watch you all continuously. I understand each of your points regarding Elphaba. I think the issue is it's gone off the topic of Elphaba onto other situations, which that's not what this live is for. I do apologise. I do sort of get nervous, so please bear with.
Take your time, darling. You do what you like. It's a safe space for you here. What's your age and pronouns? Don't answer.
So I'm she, her, and I'm 24 years old.
Oh.
So, right, Elphaba, I've watched her for quite a while. Do I like her? No, I'm sorry, I do not. I'm not disrespectful to turn around and say, you know, that she's a male. I wouldn't do that. I think that is disrespectful. Do I believe that the hate is regarding, you know, that person's gender? No, I do not. I think people are looking at a bigger side of it than what it is. This is the person who has continuously lied about disabilities, assaults, and that is where I disagree with her. I've seen all of her lives. I sit there, not so much on hers now, but on, you know, cams, and she treats it as if this is all a joke. She really does. Even the apology videos are not realistic. Do you get what I mean? The issue is we can all sit here and we can all argue about her 24/7, 110%. But what is that actually going to benefit? No matter of our opinions on this person, she's not gonna stop. That is the thing. Now, I suffer from severe anxiety and depression, where in the past I have SH and worse. Now, what I do not do is, because I'm a streamer here, is I do not sit here and go, oh yeah, so guys, this is what it is. Guys, this is what medication I'm on. Oh guys, today this is how I'm doing. No, you keep your personal stuff out from the streams. Now, if she does not appreciate the views and the support that she gets, then that is her own fault. But she cannot sit there and expect all of her viewers to appreciate and support her, because they are just having their opinion. Each person here suffers with either mental health or physical problems. People suffer with, please correct me if I use any terminology wrong, Tourette's, and she has lied about that. Now, in personal experience, I have had a friend who used to do the same with that sort of situation. So what I did was I got rid of her, because why would I want someone toxic in my life? And I think that is something that you guys, as viewers who do sit there and view her, need to decide whether you want to be involved in that toxic community, or you want to just carry on and live your life and look at better viewers, such as, you know, yourselves. You guys are having a debate, and that is lovely. But the issue is she is just doing it for attention. She is what is known as a rage baiter. She will sit there and continuously do it because she knows you guys give a reaction from her, and that is our fault. We shouldn't be giving her those reactions. That's not what we should be doing. We should just be either leaving the person alone or just carry on with our lives. The amount of hate that we... Right, I can see your comments, and first of all, just be polite. There's no hate here. I'm not saying that I hate that person.
Just be careful with the H word, please, just because TikTok doesn't like it. But I'm also, could you mind wrapping it up, and then I'm going to let Freddie speak?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
Well, all I'll just say is just be respectful. It's as simple as that to anyone who streams.
Right, Freddie, my darling, thank you so much, Willow. That was beautiful. And see that, guys? See what we did there? We had a conversation, okay? No one was interrupting Willow. No one was going, well, I don't agree with this, and I don't like the way you're saying this. Because it's not an echo chamber in here. This is what a conversation is supposed to be. Okay? Freddie, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, I understand why people think that it's all about the transphobia and things, but the problem with Elphaba, she asked people to send her money to transition, and she spent all of that money on Pokemon cards and other things what weren't for transitioning, and that is where a lot of the hate comes from, because
Careful with the H word, please.
Sorry. She used what she said she was transitioning with, but she used it for other things, like obviously the Pokemon cards and that. And I think that is the main problem. And everyone thinks that it's always about the transphobia side of it, and it's not. It is how she acts and what she does with her platform. Like, the main problem. Her platform is all about Wicked, and understandable, it's a great film, but she uses it to go in at people and not do the right things with it. She uses, like, she makes excuses to have underage people in her chat and mod for her, and no one sees that side of it. But I think a lot of the hate is because of that.
Careful with the H word. Willow, do you have anything more to say before I drop you down, just because I don't want too many people in here? And
I agree with everything.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming up, Willow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Willow. Well done, guys.
Thank you, Willow, darling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And everyone's saying drop Quirky. Why? Because
apparently I'm lying, and I'm very confused at where I'm lying.
Well, if she's lying, she's on a live stream in front of 250 people. She's going to get caught out, so let's watch it. If she's not, she's up here saying her opinion.
One thing that I know where something has been misconstrued. But other than that, same as I said, I apologise for making people feel like, because I did 180 switch, I've never said that everything the Cam2 have done is wrong.
Well,
I just said, I don't know how I can explain that I saw people from screen recordings I was sending people over into Orion/Elphaba's live to wind them up, and I thought that was wrong.
Right, don't explain it. You don't know anyone anything. Emma, hello, Emma. Oh, sorry, let me address what Freddie said. Yeah, I mean, Freddie.
Hello, Weeds. Hello, Graham.
Hello, sorry, I'm just going to go on to
one of your moderators put a trigger warning in.
Hold on, Emma, hold on.
Put a trigger.
Hold on, Emma, give me a second. I just want to address what Freddie said and what Willow said. So, as far as what Willow said, I don't believe that Elphaba is doing it for rage bait. I believe that she literally is just a weirdo who doesn't really... I'm not saying she's a complete... but I'm saying I believe she's coming on doing what she thinks and behaving and reacting in the way that she is, and people react to it. I don't necessarily think she's actually thinking, I'm going to do this because people are going to get wound up. And Freddie, yeah, I mean, the whole transition thing is sorry, guys, I will give you a box. It's just because I don't want too many people in here. But yeah, Freddie, I do agree with you. She probably should have used it for a transition. But like I said, she's probably not a mentally well person. When I say that, I mean that like she just doesn't have the right tools or capacity to think like a normal person. I don't believe that she is trans. I believe she's a little gay boy who likes to play dress up, which is fine. And now she's caught in a lie and she can't get out of it. That's kind of my opinion. But Emma, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to trigger warning, obviously. How can anyone defend this person after what he's done to these kids? 13 years of age. 13-year-old. Groomed by him, seen the messages, absolutely disgusting. Seen all the messages off the kids. Absolutely disgusting. Anyone that defends a groomer, maybe you need your hard drive checking, plain and simple. And as for Yap, if it weren't for Yap, Angry Irish, Jammy and the rest of the Cam2ers, we wouldn't have known about those kids. They were hidden. We had no idea they were in there. The accounts that they were on were adult. They were adult. We genuinely thought they were adults if it wasn't for Yap, if it wasn't for Jammy, if it wasn't for the Cam2ers, the Angry Irish, a lot of them, we would have missed those kids. And God only knows the damage that would have been done. It's disgusting what he's done. No one should defend him in any way, shape or form. He's an animal. He's a narcissist and he's a pig. And that's all I've got to say.
Lovely. So I don't know about anyone else. I won't be doing trigger warnings in my life. We are all adults. We can choose what we look at and see and read and hear. The world doesn't have trigger warnings. You kind of just have to get over it, essentially. We're not necessarily even talking about anything triggering, and if you're triggered by anything we're talking about, then get out the live, respectfully. Equally, I don't know anyone in here who supports Elphaba. When you're saying supporting Elphaba and who she is and what she does, I don't know anyone who in this life personally who does is that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about this whole child thing and the kids.
Yeah, there was. They were. Yeah.
If that's true, call the police. Get people like this
the whole
off the
thing.
street. If that's true, get off the streets. Call the police today, not tomorrow. Don't wait and don't get more content. Call the police now.
I know people have filed police reports. I don't want to name names, but I know they've filed police report. And also, just to touch on the transphobia thing in quote, there is a small percentage of people that, and I agree with you, Weebs. I think they go after it because it's an easy target. For the most part, though, most of us are holding up a mirror and saying you cannot keep running down all these different alleyways and into these different doors. Oh, but I've got Tourette's. Well, you don't have Tourette's. Oh, but I've got this. And it's just a door for them to go in and hide behind. And people will end up feeling sorry for Elphaba and go, oh, but it is, they've got Tourette's. They've lied about having the big C and things like that. We're not going after gender. We're going after behaviour. That's all that's happening. We
Can
have.
I just ask, out of all the things, because obviously I'm reading the chat as well, do you actually believe that Weebs or myself actually support Elphaba? Do you see that we can't stand them as much as you guys can't stand them?
Okay. Well, I think I can understand where Weebs is coming from. Weebs wants evidence, and that's fine. More than welcome to have the receipts and the evidence, right? With you, Quirky, I think the issue happened because you came into a live and you were very passionate, shall we say, and you were very accusatory, and I think that sometimes comes across as well. I don't think it's a defense. Sorry, I don't think it's a defense of Elphaba. What I think it is, though, is the way in which we're trying to shut doors they can hide behind. We're trying to take down every other avenue they can go down, and when somebody comes in and says, "Oh, but but what about this? What about this?" We're desperately trying to close down doors that this person can hide behind and go, "No, this is your behaviour. They're 21 years old."
For us in the future, if I was to, because I like to look at things from a critical point, if I saw something that I felt like could help, not necessarily you guys, because I'm washing my hands with you guys now in terms of, not as in that you're bad people, but I think like that bridge has been burnt. If I saw something that I thought, you guys are potentially making what I might see as a mistake that could, if I told somebody could help you do I felt could help make a better job of your awareness. If I said, doing that could actually be worse in the long run, I feel like I should keep my, shut up, Kitty, keep my mouth shut. I feel like now, no, people are just going to run with it because, as I said, it was one little thing. I don't support Elphaba. I can't say how many times I think Elphaba is a fucking cock. But sometimes in the form of awareness and things, you do things. It's like, if he is a predator, there's certain things that you go to the police for rather than put online for, and things like that. But as soon as you mention that you disagree...
Sorry, I'm really sorry. Quirky, shut up, you're a liar. I bet Weebs is a pred as well, supporting this trash. Quirky and Weebs support Orion PEDO.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Listen, guys, I'm not going to say anything. The whole time I've been sitting here giving people a platform to say something, right? You don't know anything, I think. All you see is this. You are the point. You guys are the reason, okay? You prove everything that I say, okay? Because I haven't said a word except letting these guys speak. I'm not going to explain or clarify anything. You guys don't care. You've made up your own mind. I think you're barbaric and you're moronic and you have no brain cells. Sorry, Quirky, to interrupt. Freddie, did you have anything else to say before I drop you? And then I want to let Panda speak.
And drop me because I'm going to have to go anyways.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Ellie, for coming up and have brain cells and being smart.
Thanks so
Bye,
much.
Ellie. Okay, and so Panda, did you want to say anything?
G'day, my name's Panda. I'm a 38-year-old trans man. I also happen to have ADHD and autism and a bunch of other mental illnesses. My issue with Elphaba, other than the fact that they are a predator, is that the way they've lied and scammed. They faked having autism, they faked having ADHD, they faked having all these conditions, which people like me, I'm on 8 different medications, I go to therapy, I'm trying to stay out of hospital because I was unwell, and they're a mockery. They make a mockery. They make a mockery of the trans community. They make a mockery of the people that are mentally ill and disabled. And I've seen a video of them where they celebrated the fact that they didn't get arrested for talking to underage kids because they were 17. It's disgusting. And the people who are out there doing the good work, all the cam tours like Yap and Jamie and Irish and everyone, they're just doing amazing work. And yeah, I just don't understand. I'm not saying anyone here is an enabler, but why people give her money? Like, seriously? Yeah.
I just want to address everyone going crazy, and Panda, I will. So everyone up here does have different opinions, and I feel like that some people up here do agree with each other, because we're having a normal conversation like adults can do, because we have the capacity to do so. But people saying, stop swinging, stop doing these, we doesn't care. You don't know what I've got going on. You don't know if I've got any kind of mental disorder. You don't know if I can't sit still. You don't know if I can't stop fiddling. You don't know anything. But what you're doing is assuming. You're just like, oh, she doesn't care because of the way she is. This is who I am. This is what I do. I don't have to disclose anything to you guys because I don't need to. Okay? If I want to sit here and swing and talk weird and do weird shit, I can because this is who I am. You don't know what I've got or the way I am. This is the way I am. I'm going to sit here and do what I want on my life, and I'm going to give people a platform to say their opinions. Because maybe I'll say something that Panda's going to go, oh, actually, I didn't know that. Or Panda can say something and I'll go, actually, I really agree with you, Panda, because that's what you're supposed to do. Talk. Okay? Chaos ensues when speaking stops. Okay? This isn't an echo chamber. We're not going to sit here and masturbate each other off and go, oh, well, I agree with everything you're saying. No, we are allowed to disagree. Sorry, Panda. Continue.
I think, Elphaba's behaviour does affect the trans community. They, just the way they act, the way they got so much money towards their transition and spent it all on absolute crap. Here in Australia, it's really expensive to get surgery. It's going to cost me $15,000 just for the top part. And I just don't understand why people are continuing to support someone who's blown all the money they had before. Not only that, their friends and family don't want to be friends with them because they've used and abused everyone in their life. Everyone. Like just everyone. It doesn't matter who you think about. They've used and abused them.
Freddie, you want to... I'm really sorry, Panda, because Freddie's been there a while.
You're all right.
Want to say anything else before I drop you?
No, it's fine. I'm going to go anyway.
Thank you so much, Freddie. Thank you for coming up. Panda, I don't agree. I believe that Elphaba is just a weird kid. She's the horse girl running around in school. Every school has a weird kid. Fine, I'm a weird kid, do you know what I mean? But Elphaba is just Elphaba. She's just a weird kid who comes on live. She's got a lot of platform. She's got a big platform. She comes on. She doesn't realise what she's saying and what she's doing. I don't believe she's as we believe, but I don't believe that she is some kind of rage breaker mind.
The only reason I disagree there is because she can be the weird horse kid all she wants, but the weird horse kid at school didn't talk to underage kids.
And if that is true, call the police.
If that I don't think I can do much from Australia, but
but I'm saying generally, if that's true, call the police today. And if people are saying £350,000 of rage, and Yap said it is, then Jesus,
it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing the same thing because I want £350,000. But that's.
But the difference is, Weebs, what would you use that for?
I do my place up. I want to buy some dogs. I work very hard. I can't say what I do, but I put that towards my work and the community and things like that. I'd want to change my family's lives and so on and so forth.
Of course. The difference, I think, is Elphaba got that money, and that money was given to her on the premise that it was all going towards a transition.
Yeah.
It was all going towards. At one point, she mentioned that she was going to get a house for her mother, because obviously people brought it to her attention, like, you've got the money for transitioning about, 3-4 times over. And instead what happened was, now here's the thing, I can sit back and go, okay, they were 18, 19 years old. That's a lot of money to drop in your bank account at the end of the week. A lot.
Can you just clarify, is it she got the lump sum of 350, or are you talking about...
No, so actually, she spoke about this the other day. She said, I think it was about 2 days ago, I was making about $8,000 a week on TikTok. Now that's a lot of money.
Sad, eh?
And of course, when you disclose something like that, right, and when you say, this is how much I was making, of course, people are then going to go, where is it? How did you blow it in less than a year and a half? And you said you were going to transition. She's made fake claims against Gender GP for scamming, and Gender GP and other people who've used Gender GP have said that never happened. They never followed up on their appointments, and yet now she's out here to a large platform saying, well, I was scammed. They took my money and they left me, and blah blah blah. And it's like, that's not what happened. That's the difference. People are getting tired of the lies. They're getting tired of what this person claims to be reality versus what is actually reality. And it was all through. Now, as far as I know, that was just from gifts. The 350 was just from gifts. There was a GoFundMe at one point as well. And I'll fully admit, I donated to her way back at the start. I was like, you know what, this lady can sing. This young person, they can sing. They want to be translated. That's fine. I gave them like £100, right? Oh. Which I know the horror. I've always been very open about that, because at the time that's all they were talking about. That's all they were talking about. I'm going to transition. I'm going to transition. I'm going to transition. And I said, well, and I was in a good job at the time. And I was like, you know what? That's nothing. What personally got to me and others was then we would watch them go on a shopping spree. And people in the comments would say, look, you need to be careful. This is £350,000. You still got your transition. You still got your transition. That's not being transphobic, by the way. It's just us saying, you said you were going to transition with that money. We gave you that money on that premise. And now you're openly on live for 12 hours a day on shopping sprees. Clearly, obviously, they've admitted that they were on certain substances as well. Partying, he said at one point that he spent $3,000 in 1 week on takeout. I don't know how that happens.
How can you eat that much takeout?
Come out looking like a supermodel. She could have gone to Korea and come back looking tea. But I just want to let Wixie speak, because it's been a while. And Beth, sorry, Wixie, what did you want to say? Sorry, Yap.
Hi. So, really, I do agree with what you're saying, Weebs, to be honest, with some of the things that you've said. I do definitely think, with her being a predator or whatever, instead of spouting off on TikTok, it would be so much better to collate all your evidence together, go to the police. Don't do an online police form, go to the police with all your evidence and keep pushing. If you really if you strongly believe that she's, done whatever she's done, I don't know, then you need to go to the police. There's no point in just spouting off on TikTok and I don't understand the Cam 2-in situation, to be honest, because I've been in a couple of them Cam 2-in lives, and they've got her as they're recording her, but they're doing small talk with each other. You can't even hear what she's saying. They don't talk about Elphaba, and the only time that they do, they're saying, "Oh, look at her hair. Oh, look, her hair looks like straw." It's like, stick to facts. You sound like 12-year-olds.
Well, that is a fag, honey. The hair does look like straw.
No, okay, sure, but what's that got to do with awareness?
As if I don't know whose live you've been in, but in my life, we do tend to stay on topic. Sometimes when they're singing, we devolve into conversation and things, because that's how we choose to run our life. That's how we choose. If you don't like it, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to you, I'll take the same stance that Weebs has taken. If you don't like it, you can leave. You don't have to come in.
No, I understand. I'd probably stay there for like 10 minutes and think, okay, no
Yeah.
awareness is being done here, I'm going to leave.
And that's your opinion.
I'm saying it from a perspective of them trying to get the point across of what Elphaba has done and try to make people aware. That's not happening. They're not doing that.
God, people are going to hate me again for backing up Yap. And for anybody who's got in the comments, this is what happens when they're doing the awareness. The police don't always take things seriously. So if they are doing the awareness, then at least parents and people can. A lot of what people don't. There's new people to TikTok every day. So they will be making them aware of things that this person has done. Like when we do the FYP and we cover people like Tara Atfield or Elphaba, there'll be people that aren't aware of what this person has done. So the Cam2s do make these people aware. Or if people in here who don't like that one thing that I've said, if you've got a problem with everything else I've said, you can take your opinion, you can shove it up your bum.
Did you want to say something, because you've been here a while? Sorry, thank you for waiting so long.
No, it's all right. I just wanted to say that as a person who's had, a history of loads of different mental health, chronic pain, ADHD, all that jazz, has had, attempts in the past, has had, different battle with SH. This person is a walking trigger and needs to be deplatformed as soon as possible. The amount of people that I know from the awareness community and personally who have been triggered by this person from what they've done is ridiculous. And everybody who says that this person gets pushed to the edge is completely wrong. Yes, it may have some, it may, I'm lost for words. It may contribute to it in some way. Sorry. But every single move this person makes is calculated. If you watch this person since, the beginning, since everything sort of started going downhill, it is the same cycle. It is rinse and repeat. You have this whole, Mother Teresa, holier than thou experience where, they're really soft-spoken and they're really nice and treat everybody, like you'd want to be treated. And then something happens and they start derailing ever so slightly. And then you have this massive crash out, which is the bit that triggers everybody. Then they disappear for a little bit, and then they come back and do the same thing over and over again. And this is the big thing, aside from everything else, that the awareness community is trying to, bring awareness to basically say, this is what's happening, this is what's going to keep happening, because we all know, we've been here time and time again, and it doesn't seem to get any better. This person should not have a platform anywhere because they are a danger to so many people, whether they realise it or not.
See, watch this, guys. Okay, nearly 300 people in here. Thank you so much as well. Thank you. I appreciate everyone and gifting all these lovely people here. I don't actually agree with a lot of what Beth said, but I'm not cussing her out. I'm not calling her a PRED. I'm not saying I HAT her. I'm not blocking her or dropping her or muting her, because this is how a conversation is supposed to go. I can say I don't actually like what you said, Beth, but I didn't interrupt her. She spoke, okay? So for anyone else in the comments going, wah, 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 crying, okay? People can talk. We can have conversations and disagree, and the world doesn't fall apart because we are not an echo chamber. Thank you very much, Beth. Sorry, Stargazing, you were here for a while as well. And by the way, anyone else in the box, I'm going to let you guys up, but I just don't want too many people. Yes, Stargazing.
I'm going to say thank you and leave you all. Take care, everyone, and Yap, thank you for speaking me so well despite our differences. Bye.
Bye, Quirky.
Hi.
Hello,
Can you hear
Stargazing.
me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. This is the first time I've joined live, and I felt obligated to. Hi, Yappy. I know Cam 2 is looking. Hi. There's a lot that I have to say.
Go ahead.
The first thing being, everyone should be working together.
Yep.
Everyone should be working together. This is, this is personal to all of us. Everyone has gone through so many experiences. I'm previously diagnosed with bipolar. I have complex PTSD, EUPD, which they're not too sure about, many mental health issues. I've been through domestic abuse, horrific domestic abuse, hence my headscarf, because I lost my hair due to the trauma. Now, this is 20 years, over 20 years of this. And with the research that I've done, and with the help of psychiatrists, therapists, when I see a dangerous person online, I can spot them a mile off. Now, I know this isn't an attack on you at all. I'm trying to speak to everybody, who's viewing, who's Cam 2ing. When I came across Elphaba, I could see the patterns in his behaviour. I can see when he is manipulating his audience. It's a very specific technique that they use. Okay? I'm shaking at the minute, because that's what it does. When you come across somebody like this, that you've experienced, and you've been you have that abuse from somebody, you can literally spot it a mile off, which is why I'm shaking now, and which is why I really needed to come up into the box. I know that people won't believe that he's being manipulative, and they believe he's just young, which he isn't. He's 21. They believe that, he's an adult in a child in an adult's body. He isn't. He's a highly dangerous person. If a psychiatrist was to sit down with him, they would see malingering. They would see very covert techniques of abuse and coercion. I mean, I don't really want to go into anything else at the moment, but I need to put this out there for people to research that are listening. If there's anyone coming in here that does support Orion, which is what I'm going to call him, okay?
Stargazer, can I ask you a question before I forget? Sorry.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you for coming up, and thank you for sharing your experiences. This live wasn't about that, but I appreciate you coming up and doing that. It's very powerful that you could do that, and obviously you've come very far and you're beautiful, so thank you. My question is, do you believe that Elphaba is intentionally manipulating, or do you think it's an ignorant thing, they don't realise that they're doing it?
I believe he is intentionally manipulating. There is enough evidence out there. There are more people, I can't speak on that, I know that the Cam 2ers have the evidence, and there's a lot of evidence that they can't put out there. I know they have the evidence from people that he has done that he's been doing it for many years. And when people say, don't talk about it, go to the police, there are open police investigations on him. So there are many things that are not being talked about for that reason. He knows exactly what he's doing. His patterns of behaviour are there. And when it's a very difficult coercion, it's relatively new in, domestic relationships to prove, for the police to prove. It's a very, very difficult thing. And, hopefully in years to come, with people that are doing this online, the police will be able to do something about it. So with the Cam 2ers, all of the Cam 2ers, I can't name you all, there's so many of you, and you're all fantastic. They are doing their utmost to make sure that people are safe. And I know it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating for them when people sort of come at them and they say, well, you just speak to the police and don't do this, you're making things worse. It isn't making things worse. It's just trying to protect people, because there are also parents out there who will support him. He is very good at that. There is so much evidence out there of what he's done. And I can't stress enough. I cannot stress enough. Please, everyone, do the research. Please. Okay, I'm gonna drop down so everyone else can speak.
Thank you, Stargazer.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Stargaze and Darwin.
Okay,
I'm
bye.
also going to go to the bathroom, so you guys are in charge. Can I make someone a mod just while I go to the toilet and then I'll remove it because,
Do you want to mod me really quickly?
yeah, hold
Just
on.
temporarily?
Yeah, I'm not even entirely sure how to do this. How do I make some mod? Nothing to you. Oh, add moderator. There we go. Right. I'm fine with comments, I'm fine with things, so just in case someone comes up and gets crazy, I just need to go to the toilet. Okay, go on, Dee.
Oh, I was actually going to ask Reeves what. I'm just confused as to what the point of this whole thing is, because the 6 years or 5 years that I've been watching Orion, nothing's changed. It's the same stuff, and I will 100% agree with what Stargazer said just before about the fact that it's just a complete and utter cycle. It's.
So you're sick of it, is what you're saying?
I'm tired of it. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Okay, so and you think
He never lets anyone come up and have nice comments and try and actually get him help. He never opens up his chat boxes ever. He's never done chat boxes because he knows that's he's a master manipulator. If he was to have someone come up and actually jump in his chat and be really nice and talk calmly to him and say, Orion, you really need to go and get some help, or you need to do this, he'd shut you down. He shuts them down, shuts all of the comments down. Anyone that actually says, Orion, you go and you need to switch off, I think you're a bit obsessed with being on TikTok lives all the time. You just need to have some time out. Go and get some help.
I agree. I think he should come off. He should come off TikTok entirely. I believe that he should come off TikTok because I don't agree with his actions at all. But my stance is there are a lot of people that that just say things, but there's no actions.
He's been doing this for 5 years.
I know, and nothing's been done.
It's all the same.
People just fill out online police forms, and that's it. That's all they do.
Yeah, and the other thing that really bugs me, the other thing that really gets my goat is the fact that he lies about conditions that he's got. I'm a cancer survivor. I've done it. I've kicked its butt. But to turn around and say, I can't go out in the sun because I'm going to get skin cancer, just to get clout and to get sympathy and all of that sort of stuff from people who I've seen in his lives that are minors, it boggles my mind. It really boggles my mind. Like I don't. Yeah, anyway, the other thing that I find extremely dangerous is the fact that I've been around people that use substances, and I've seen what the cycle is with substances, and he is a substance abuser, and he does it on live. You might not see him physically do it, but you know the signs, and it's constant. And my HATE, I don't actually HATE him. I can't even get my words right. I despise the person because of the things that he does. I'm not transphobic or anything like that. I just think he needs to be checked and pulled up and removed from this app because he's an extremely dangerous, malignant narcissist.
Last year I met him twice in Manchester. He would not leave me and my friends alone, and he came back to an afters with us, and we were just like, oh, like I was a bit wary. I mean, he was fine. I didn't really think anything of it. He's definitely different to what he is in person than online. It's obviously, his personality is more enhanced online, maybe because he's, talking behind a screen.
Alone.
But I definitely think he does need to come off TikTok. I will say that. But I feel like, and this might come across a bit judgy, but the cam tours and people that do those sites. They're normally people that aren't working. You know, they're semi-functional members of society, if you want to call it.
Well, that's
Like,
Hang on. No. Sorry.
It's true.
I'm sorry.
It's true. Like, I feel like the
No. I'm gonna
listen,
pull you
let
up
me
on that.
finish. No, let me finish. They need to go and do something about it. There's so many ways to push awareness out. Doing the camp tours and accepting, having your gift thing on and whatever like that. Go and do something more productive with this awareness.
We have.
What? Tell me. What?
We have. I'm not going to give you police case numbers, sweetheart. Okay, it's not what I'm going to do.
One case number. It was probably made. It was probably made months ago and never seen again.
Hang on, Wixie. Let me just speak. I'll let you finish. There are plenty of people who have gone to the police with clips from the Cam 2 awareness. There are plenty of people who have contacted the police, who have emailed the police. You know, I can't do much. I'm not in the UK. But I have opened on emails. I've emailed the police, the London police, back home, and said this is somebody, you know, that they shouldn't, and I'm sorry, they shouldn't be on social media. They shouldn't be on social media at all. Not just TikTok, not just Instagram, not just Facebook, all of them.
Yeah, Amy, I've got to let a few people up before you.
It's not exactly a fair statement to say that we don't work. Plenty of us work. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of us work from home.
Well, the ones that I've been in, they're just like smoking board.
Are you going to name names, or are you going to allude?
Wednesday or something? So just,
are you going to name names, or are you going to allude? Because I'm pretty sure
I don't actually know the names. I swear to God, I'm in there for like 10 minutes and then I leave because they're just.
But you've got no proof.
Yeah,
You've got no proof.
It's not that if you're in there.
I've got no proof of what.
If you're in there for 10 minutes, then it's. Tell me how that works. How do you know that if you're dropping into someone's Cam 2 at a certain time of the day and you're only in there for 10 minutes, your assumption of them not working and being.
I mean, it's like
whatever.
It'll be a couple of times a week. Every time for 10 minutes I go in. It's not just one time and then I exit and then I never see it.
That's still making an assumption, and
it's making an assumption based on loads of facts. Like one of them, I can't remember his name. He was like, they're smoking weed at like 12 p.m. on a Wednesday and like just, you know, talking crap. I just know.
I don't think you do know though, and that's not a fair assumption to say. You can't assume something and then go, I just know.
I do.
100% agree.
I don't think you do know, darling. I think that's something completely different. Okay, we do have people that work from home in the community. We have people that cannot work for a range of different reasons, you know, that I won't go into because, you know, that's their business at the end of the day. If you're so concerned about it and you want to know, I'm pretty sure if you messaged any of these people and said, hey, in a respect.
No, I'm not that concerned. I'm not that concerned.
Well, you are because you just put it on blast in front of 300 people.
I'll put it on blast because this is literally the point of the conversation. What do you mean? I've not said it randomly. We're talking about Cam Tours and Elphaba.
Guys.
Yeah, but you've assumed something of the Cam Tours that's got nothing to do with Elphaba.
Guys, can I just interrupt quickly? Sorry, B, I was in the bathroom. Can you just summarise briefly what your point was? And then I'm going to go to Holly and House of Cards.
Oh, I was just, my first question was actually to you, Weebs, as to what is the point of this? What's the point of this? Because
thank you for being the first person in the entirety of this to ask, and all the videos I made. Thank you. I shall tell you because you've asked, and you're the first person to ask. I basically am sick of seeing people unnecessarily coming on and waffling about Elphaba, but not about awareness. It's about her skin, the way she sings, her family, the way she's brought up, and it's literally just HATE. It's nothing productive. It's forced. They go in her live, and someone said earlier the reason they won't block her because they don't like her is because they make money and they can get content from her. And I came on and I was like, this is bullshit. Excusing, just pretend she's done nothing. But she's come on and all the comments from the time she started TikTok till now is just HATE. It's just constant. Now, I'm not denying or confirming what she has or hasn't done. I will say again, because you asked, I do not support Elphaba or know everything she's done, or I don't support anything she has done. I don't believe the lies that she said make a difference. I think they're wrong. Her saying I've got autism or Tourette's, it's bad to say, you shouldn't say it. I don't believe it's damaged any communities. I don't believe it's hurt anyone. It may have hurt your feelings, but it's not damaged the community by saying, I've got this. If I said I was an astronaut and I'm a professional MMA fighter, the world isn't going to crash down. Neither of those things are true. It's people want something to HAT on, people want something to do, and the reason they won't block her is because they'll make content. That is kind of my whole thing.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. My position on that's I get it, but I find that Orion has damaged quite a few communities, and the two biggest communities that he's damaging at the moment are the mental health community and the trans community. Because
can I just ask you to clarify then your words on what you mean by damaging the community? Because what I'm
by doing the things that he's doing on his lives, talking about having mental health, saying, I take sertraline myself. I've got mental health issues. I had cancer. I've survived it. I've come out of it, whatever. But I take sertraline. And the fact that he sat there one day and said, I've taken one tablet, and he's all happy, happy, joy, joy. And then there are people in this world that have been taking medication like that for many, many years, and to completely and utterly mock that community, it made my blood boil. It literally made my blood boil.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
I'm sorry, but who's Key? I'm sorry, Key. I'm going to pull this one up. Elphaba had the opportunity to transition over 4 years ago. He hasn't done it. He hasn't proven that he's going to go and get transition. He hasn't done it. And I will continue to call him Orion because he hasn't shown proof that he's actually changed his name legally by Depol or whatever it is in the UK. He will, to me, he'll always be Orion. And until he proves me differently, I will continue calling him Orion. I'm sorry. But if that offends anyone,
do you see that
on them, not on me.
I don't necessarily agree with B, and I say she because I look at Elphaba like a little kind of girly thing. But I can respect B. I'm sure B can respect stuff I'm saying. She doesn't have to like it or agree, but we're all sitting up here. Again, this isn't an echo chamber. I don't know if these cam tours are watching, but this is how you have a conversation. I'm not blocking or dropping anyone. I'm not insulting anyone because I don't agree with them because I'm an adult with capacity. Okay? Okay. Holly,
I will say just on that point, really, really sorry. We do invite people. I certainly do anyway. I know others do. We do invite people up into the box and say, but a lot of these people, as much as there's a small percentage of people who go into Elphaba's live to say horrible things, there's a small percentage of people who just come into our lives and say that's when, on my end, they get blocked, they get removed because those aren't people who want conversations. You know, that's the difference.
It's from Mexico. I work abroad, so I have a lot of things from Mexico and Jamaica and so on. Yes, I agree with you. I've just like I've scrolled past a couple of people's, and a lot of the ones I've seen. Again, yours might be completely different. It's just, oh well, this is Elphaba's this, and she's disgusting. Oh, why she did it? And like I said, I made one video, and people started calling me a PRED, telling me to go get cancer and die. It's just, yeah, I'm talking about those people.
Which I will say, wishing that on somebody, just for the record, because there are a lot of people in here, the CAM2s do not stand behind. We do not send out these threats. We do not send out that. We do not stand behind them.
Holly, thank you so much for waiting. And House of Cards, and I think it's House of Cards, and Eli or Ellie. Hello, Holly. What did you want to say?
I've kind of got like 3 points. The first one, so my background, I managed homeless services, young people, general, and then severe mental health. And the second point would be my own issues. The problem we have is that the action she's doing is learnt behaviour from a young age because clearly she had an awful upbringing, whatever. Yes. So that is actually, it's learnt behaviour. The problem is all these people buying into it isn't giving her the opportunity to stop that behaviour. And that's where there's an issue. Like I had a young person once, for example, that you'd be having a conversation with a client, with another staff member, with one of the guys I managed or whatever, and she'd interrupt because she needed the attention. And I sort of pulled her aside once and I said, I think she had ADHD, she had some autism, not high grade, but she did. And I sort of said to her, look, what I want you to do is, I know you want to speak and I know you've got lots of things in your head you want to say, but just before you do it, have a look and see if other people's mouths are moving. And it fixed the problem. The issue we've got is there is nobody in their life that's going to do that, because at the minute, everyone's just, it's like the blind leading the blind. And what
I know you're a good mom.
big problem is that whatever, said it the other day, that the reason she doesn't put 18 plus on is because if she does that, she doesn't appear on the For You page as much. And that's awful. That is just, when she knows that what, I keep saying she, I tend to say they because I personally don't believe they'll ever transition. I don't believe they are. However, I also feel like, I don't know, some people might be like 100% against her. Some people might be against her but don't feel it's appropriate to say he or whatever. So, but that's a big issue. And to not have 18 plus on is just irresponsible. She's a child, like she is a child herself mentally, but she's also not. She's older, but what she's done is she's just doing it was a survival method when she was younger, because otherwise she'd be in the background. However,
oh, Holly, I fucking love you.
Well, I don't like them, to be very clear.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I don't like them.
You are literally...
I can see what the problem is, so that's never going to stop, because everyone that surrounds her bubbles, and I think it is a lot of young people. And my other big fear is about it, that there's been bits on TikTok over the last couple of years where it's kind of been glorified by young people that they've been sectioned. And that's not, these are genuine, when that started, very unwell young people, and they got a lot of comfort because they had people to speak to. So I'm not saying anything against them, but it's really dangerous, because there'll be people that watch it and they'll be like, oh, well, that's what they did, but they will go in a bit deeper with the butter knife or whatever, and it's dangerous and it's really scary. And I've only been on, this is the second time I've ever spoken. Like, I'm not on any platforms. I much prefer people in my life didn't know I existed, so I just pretend I don't exist. But when I come in the other day, I kind of explained that even I loved my job, it was the only thing I loved, but that was all I ever did. And I tried to get help, no one listened to me. So I did what you shouldn't really do. I planned it, I knew what I was doing, because I worked with mental health clients, I knew what the medication was, so I looked it up, researched it, come around 5 days later from my own overdose, and I'm permanently disabled. Both my feet no longer work and I'm in pain. And that's where it scares me, is people can see what they're doing and think, well, if I do it, it won't go too wrong. But hopefully, because if people do, whether they want to do it intentionally or not, it's a support need. They're saying there's something missing and I need help. But the other thing I would say is Yap, Jamie, Misty, Pezza, whatever, I love them. I feel like I'm on my own and I can go into it, and others, and it feels like you've got these people trying to do the right thing. And I think a lot of people that are in their lives watching have a background of all the things that they're pretending to have. And in a really strange way, it feels like they're fighting for me, and that they're fighting for other people, and they're not letting this person go through this bullshit. They're not, whether or not it's going to work. And I know that, especially Yap, and they're actually really responsible. They aren't.
Well, thanks.
They are. They're not sat there. And just FYI to the other person, I've actually heard Yap tapping away and working in the background, working. But also, like you say, there's some people that don't work for a reason. Like me, I had 3 jobs when I was in school, worked my whole life, adored my job. But there was a big clusterfuck of things that happened, which led to what happened. But yeah, I've heard them working in the background or saying, "Oh, sorry, I've been at work." So that's.
Well, I will be completely honest. I don't work. I'm an immigrant. I'm not.
I always heard you tapping. Maybe you just tapping.
No, I do. I help out a few people. One of the uncles has a pizza business. I don't get paid for it or anything. It just keeps me busy.
There you go.
But I'm an immigrant.
Just sat on your ass smoking a fag.
Holly, just to interrupt you, I'm really sorry. I just want to let House of Cards because she's been.
Anyway, that was my synopsis of things.
I agree with so much of what you just said. I feel like you are such a good mum. I don't know if you have kids. I feel like you're a gentle parent, and I feel like everything you just said is exactly how my brain works as well. And yeah, thank you.
It's not, I will just say one thing. It's not always a good thing to think like me, because you end up giving people excuses when they don't deserve an excuse.
Yeah, I get it.
So you end up letting people kind of treat you like shit. I think they're dangerous. They shouldn't be on the app. That's my little roundup. Bye bye.
Weaves, thank you so much, Holly. Weaves, how do you feel about the knife on his throat? I believe that she was doing it for attention. I believe she's actually crying out that she wants help. House of Cards, thank you so much for being so patient. And Ellie or Eli, I'll come to you after. House of Cards, what did you want to say?
Well, a few of the things I had to say might be taking us back a little bit, just because they were points that, I was just kind of taking mentally as this went along. But I do want to say that it's nice to be somewhere that isn't an echo chamber, that, you're allowing people to have a voice, you're letting people have their opinions and talk. So a few things, just to kind of bounce off of what Hall said. I do think that there are some things that, like I have this theory that Elphaba only ever got attention when they were young from having an illness, from having something wrong. So I do think that that when they fake these illnesses, that's just how their brain is kind of wired to get the attention. I'm not an excuse, but I do think that some of it just comes from being desperate for attention. I don't think that Elphaba's mother paid much attention. I think that they're just desperate for any attention, good, bad, all of it.
Yes. Fuck. Yes.
So, and also what you said earlier about Elphaba just kind of being the weird kid, I agree with that. I do think that Elphaba was probably just the weird kid. I think that Elphaba learned how to monopolize on that and play it up a bit for attention. And the attention that Elphaba gets from doing that, she's learned to just step it up and step it up and step it up. And here we are. And I just took this account over not too long ago, but part of me thinks like I'm doing the wrong thing by taking it over, because if we all just stopped, I think she'd just go away. I really do. Let's see. Sorry, I've got some points here.
No,
so I had a question for you, Weebs.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you just against kind of the ad hom stuff that comes along with the Elphaba hate, like the skin comments, the hair comments, all of that?
So I'll answer, but please be careful with the word H.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, because I know TikTok is crazy. So I basically made this video because every single time, if I ever scrolled past Elphaba's live and I went to the comments, because I sing and I sometimes listen to her and I'm like, oh, please let me help you. And she, all in her comments, it's just yourself, get and die, like all the things that people said to me after making one video. Literally, like your skin, your hair, your family, your mum, your dad doesn't love you, you're a freak, like all of these things people say to her. But then I'll see awareness pages. Obviously I've never seen Yaps, but I've seen awareness pages like Wixie was saying as well, and people are just screen recording her thingy and saying join my live so you don't have to join Elphaba's. Yeah, she's such a freak, she's such a weirdo, she needs to get off the app. Yeah, she's a danger, she's a pred. And it's like, if you really think that she's a PRED, phone the police. If you have all this evidence, go to the police. Stop coming on live and complaining about it. Again, I'm excluding Yap because I've never seen her live. There probably are some good people who make awareness, and Holly was saying that she feels that people like Yap are fighting for her. Fantastic. But like I said, what I'm talking about is the people who, when I made one video, told me to go get the big C and myself and die, and called me a freak, and it's disgusting, talked about my hair, the way I looked, my body, the way I sound. And it's like, is that awareness? Is that what you call awareness? Is that what you, like, you're not awareness, you're a bully. You are a bully. People doing that, you're bullies. And I'm a lot more capable than Elphaba is. And I'm a lot more, I guess, well, I wouldn't say normal, but quote unquote normal. And I can fight back. Elphaba's not that way inclined. She's not witty. But I just think it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Because if what they're saying is true, then fantastic. She would be off the app in a second. If what they're saying is absolutely true, brilliant. She's disgusting, then she should get off the app. But if they're saying is false or fabricated because they just don't like her because she's the weird kid or her skin's bad, she can't sing, whatever, what have they done?
Can I just say that I was on the live with the last one that happened, and I was reporting. I was reporting the live, reporting the her profile, the lot, and I got a response back the next day saying they investigated and everything I said wasn't true, which isn't true because I didn't put in there. Oh, they've got an 827. I didn't put any of that in there. I put on there almost really they aren't mentally well. This isn't the same. Like, and to get that back, I was like, what? Like, how did they? I don't know. So there is an aspect that people are trying to get her off, but it seems impossible.
Too much money. She makes them too much money. She gets too much views. She does too much for TikTok. She has some kind of power, so she could probably get reported and probably keep her account. Whereas if I reported you for doing something you never done or saying something you never said, you probably go straight away.
Yeah.
Because you're, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but
No.
We're nobody's on TikTok.
Here I am. I'm proud. But I will say, ages ago, Evil Queen said, and actually she's right, that I don't know how they would actually ever get a job now because they're too well known.
Me and my friends were speaking about this last night.
I don't know how they would.
She, even if she went and got a job and went away, I said, number one, people wouldn't forget. She could go away for a year.
No.
She'd come back and they go, oh, I remember when you said this. I remember you did this. You're a PRED. She can't get a job because people are going to go, that's Elphaba, look at this video, she'll get fired.
There are ways round it though. They could work in a call centre.
remotely?
Like there are ways round it. They could work in like without it. And I know that they'd still have to be in a call centre with other people, but unfortunately they've kind of made their own web. But they also don't deserve PIP. They do not deserve universal credit. They don't deserve it. That's for people who are like incapable of working, not people that like to make things up, put a hat on and sing till 3 a.m. Like that's not true. So I don't know how they'd get a job, but they don't deserve PIP either. So it's a bit of a anyway. Love you, Yap. Bye.
Weebs, I've just got. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go on, Pastor Carlos. I was going to get Eli to speak. Sorry.
Well, I just have one more question for you, and I agree with you that people should absolutely be reporting this. If they think genuine laws are being broken or that Elphaba is, acting predatorily towards children, that they should absolutely report it. Do you think that any of the awareness is actually reaching people and people are saying like, oh, this is an issue, maybe I should check my kid's phone, or finding things like, do you think any of it is helpful?
Okay, so I'll answer the question now and tell you what I've seen.
Okay.
Answering your question, the awareness that you're talking about, of course. Create more awareness pages. Put more people out there. Let them know what Elphaba is allegedly doing. From what I've seen, I've not seen anything positive. I've not seen anything that people are raising awareness, just going, hey, how's the cards? Just so you know, this is this person. Kind of like when someone's registered something, they have to knock on doors and say, just so you know, I've moved next door. People aren't doing that. From what I have seen, again, excluding Yap, I've not seen anything positive. It's just HATE.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, I appreciate you letting me up. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You guys, difference of opinions. We can talk and not call each other names, okay? Eli or Ellie. Sorry, what's your name, darling?
It's Eli.
Hi, Eli. Oh, that's right.
I did just want to come up and say, like, I struggle with autism, and like at the minute I'm out of work because of an injury, and I don't want to be out of work. I want to be in work, and I know it's hard for some people to work, but it seems like Elphaba doesn't want to work. Says they want to work, but they don't. You can see, and it's just their whole like shtick is like this cycle. So they'll be like, oh, I'm all good, I'm all pure, and like they'll talk in a little soft voice, and then it gets to a point where they're losing viewers, so they're like, oh, okay, I have to do something, I have to get my viewers up, I need to get my viewers up, so they'll SH bait online, they'll suicide bait online, talk about the rug use and stuff. And I think that's really dangerous, like even for adults to see, because like vulnerable people, like sorry if my words aren't coming out properly, vulnerable people like myself, like I've been triggered by Elphaba a lot because of stuff she's done on the live, like especially with like a lot recently, and it's just really harmful to see this cycle progress. And I think the cam2ers are doing the best thing they can is bring awareness to it, so other people can see what this person is like without giving them the revenue that they don't deserve. If that makes any sense at all.
No, I can understand. I can understand. I don't need to be rude. I'm just going to go to the other people just because they've been here some time as well, and then I'll come back to you so you can say something else. Amy, then LFC, and then Corbus. Is everyone of age? I'm assuming everyone is. But okay,
I'm 25.
Lovely. Yes, Amy, you can talk about. Hello. What do you want to say?
The point regarding reporting it to the police, as someone who has watched, I don't know if you know, like Sting teams on Facebook for years now, the one thing they will all agree on is the fact if you send that any evidence to the police, they will sit on it for years and not even look at it. So the best thing to do is to expose online. There is zero point in going to the police because you may as well, yes, I'm Irish, there is no point in reporting it because the police do nothing. They don't care. You get away with it. There's people in my town that have been reported for it and let out the exact same day and are still roaming the streets when they have been convicted. There's nothing.
And you know what? I will rebuttal in some way and kind of go back to what I was saying before. So if anyone here is from Scotland, there was a guy called Luke Whitaker who I was a decoy for. Look him up. He's from Falkirk, Scotland. He's now been arrested. I was the decoy. And we were speaking, and I have a video of me and him speaking and him admitting everything he's done to children, what he was doing that day, so on and so forth. The police never took any of my evidence. He was arrested a few months ago, and this all happened last year, so I still have all the videos on my phone of me talking to him, saying the parties he has of children and dads and things planning each other, their kids and whatnot. So, yes, Luke Whitaker, again, I still want to make a YouTube video about him because he's only been arrested for 3 years. Look him up, look at the things he's done, and what his wife had no idea. I have a video of me and him talking, and the police never took that. So I will agree with you, Amy. However, I don't believe, and my point still remains on the Elphaba HATE source, because I'm not talking about Yap and people like Yap. I'm talking about the other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
The thing is, you will tell Elphaba that there is a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old in her life, and she goes, "That's not my fault."
But I can agree with that, though. I can agree with that. If someone in here is like 12 years old now, I have no idea. But why would that be a problem for them to sit in the live and talk? I couldn't have them up. They can say
because of how they act. Would you, if you had, I don't know if you have children, if you had a child, would you want them witnessing the way Elphaba acts? The way
No, my child wouldn't even be on TikTok. They wouldn't even have a phone at 12 years old.
Exactly. Agreed. Some kids do, and that's the point. Like, I wouldn't want. We can't. Parents need to control what their children watch, but sometimes parents don't care. So it's kind of everybody else's trying to help these children out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll hop down and let somebody else speak. Thank you for listening.
You did raise a point, and because I'm an adult who has capacity, I can say I agree with that. It's something I didn't think about before. Thank you for saying that and bringing it to my attention.
Of course.
I'm going to drop off so that there's more people that can get in.
Thanks, Holly.
That's okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye. LFC girly, can I assume that you're over 18?
Well, I'm probably closer to 80. I'm 42.
Oh, I was going to... Oh, you scared me for a minute. Okay, go ahead, my LFC girly.
Thank you so much. My thing is that I've never agreed with Elphaba. I've always been in chats. I've defended for a year. And then my sort of mind has changed a little bit because I was really, really gone against in a live chat about 3 months ago. And then last night, it was, I think, I wasn't I'm trying. Sorry, I'm just getting upset, and I don't know why.
Upset. You
Sorry,
listen.
sorry,
Like everyone
sorry.
said, this is a safe space. Feel free.
Yeah.
Take your time,
Yeah.
darling. Honestly, take your time. Don't care about the comments. They mean nothing.
Thank you. Is that what happened is that I was in a live chat with someone called Riley, and
Stand
is that it?
by it. And I
Is
stand
that
by
it?
everybody. Yes, why would you go and shit stir between people? What's in it for you at that point? Why would you go
That
from
was
Riley to
after.
Jeremy?
That was after. We're talking about the time when I was in Riley's comments and I went over to Orion's live. So
Yeah.
why did you all turn on me when I came back into that live?
Because you came into Jamie's live after Riley blocked you.
I'm talking about the live after Orion's.
That's what
why
I'm
did
talking
you all
about.
turn on me?
Okay, guys, LFC and Yap, I'm really sorry. I just want to let
You're
them
fine.
speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Corvus, hello, thank you. What did you want to say?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still reeling from this interaction.
I just want to. I'm going to use what Yap said. And listen, I'm quite quick. I'm quite witty. I'm quick with my mouth. Yap, what you said. It's not an attack. It's a correction.
Exactly.
Oh.
Girl, that got my feet curling.
Girlie, sit down.
Come on, Corvus. Sorry, what did you say?
Well, first off, like most people, I'm not the biggest fan of Elphaba. I don't care if I support her in any way or him. I don't care. But I wanted to address the elephant in the room that Elphaba actually has an addiction. She has a social media addiction, and she's stuck on the app because she doesn't want to get off it because it's an easy way to make money, and she absolutely adores the attention. Let's face it, that is all part of the addiction. I don't agree with Elphaba's methods to gain attention. It can be problematic, but the be all and end all is I'm all for calling people out for stuff that they've actually done. And if you want to get someone off this app, actually call them out for the shit that they've actually done, rather than saying, "Oh yeah, you're a P3DO without any receipts." I'm sorry, but it's a big, humongous accusation. If you're going to call them out, do it for something that they've actually done. It's completely disgusting that people are taking it to that level. And I can't remember what else I was going to say, to be honest. I'm still reeling from that interaction.
Right, don't worry. I'm going to go to Willow, then Genuine, because they've been here a while, then we'll come back to anyone. So, Willow, what did you want to say? Could you summarise it, though, please, just so I can let the others speak quickly?
Yeah, just to go back to a previous point, I think like the person who brought up the work situation was in the wrong. I don't think it matters whether a person works or doesn't. Not their business. It could be based on personal reasons. Simple as that. Second of all is I do think the term with H8, we should say, you are going, as someone who streams myself, I get plenty of that. That is something that you expect when you stream. If you don't like it or it gets too much, you go off for a bit. I had real bad hate comments the last couple of weeks. So I have took a week where I have not streamed, not done anything. I will be returning on a Monday, and that is all it takes. Don't make a scene for me. Don't be dramatic.
Fantastic. Sorry, we love TikTok. TikTok's fantastic. We are all inclusive here. TikTok shop. Oh, you are the best. Sorry, Willow.
I gotta watch what I say. I do apologise. But it is just as simple as that. The whole point of the issue isn't, once again, has nothing to do with her transgender, doesn't have anything to do with, her looks. Her looks are not involved, her hair isn't involved, and the people who do involve that are wrong. Doesn't matter what that person looks like, it's based on their personality, and their personality is wrong.
Yep.
Can I just say something, host, just really quick?
Yeah.
I think the big thing with Elphaba is the ignorance and saying things that offend people so much, and it's like you can so easily not be offended, but then there was
think it was about 2 days ago, he said something about the NHS, and because I'm a nurse, I was like, oh, I was so angry with what he said.
Gone very quiet, love.
So genuine, and then, or genuine, depending on what country you come from, and then Piper. And then people keep saying that Elphaba is in the live. If she is, she can request and come up. I don't condone any kind of attacking or whatever. There will be one person that I will keep up here if Elphaba wants to come up, and that would be Yap, just because I feel like if I'm on, I wouldn't say I'm on Elphaba's side, but I'm probably kind of in the middle, and Yap's kind of on the other side. So
yeah, of course.
But yeah, if Elphaba, you are in here, thank you so much, but I appreciate it. You don't assume anything. But if Elphaba, you are in the live, please, my darling, feel free to come up and let us know what you think. Genuine or genuine?
It's genuine.
Go on, Johnny.
There's a few things that I want to say. I have raised awareness on Elphaba myself. While I don't condone any hate or any messages, the horrible messages that she does get. For one, someone brought up the fact that people are, titling her a peddler and stuff. There is actually voice recordings of proof of that. I actually have that. I've actually raised awareness on that. I've actually spoke about all the things that I speak about. I know 100% is facts. That's all I speak about. I speak about factual and what I see with my own eyes. So Elphaba has done many, many things wrong. The fact that people think that it's all because Elphaba says it's transphobic or that it's been made to look a certain way is not true. Elphaba literally, she says things to bait, she says things to trigger people, and she is a danger to children. A lot of her audience are children, and that is the most concerning thing for me. It's not about because I don't like her, it's not about because of who she is, it's about the fact that she's a danger to children. And the reason why I raise awareness on Elphaba is simply because I want to be able to reach as many parents, aunties, nieces, whoever, to let them know about Elphaba, because her audience is mainly children. So I do understand there's a lot of people that do it and they do bully, and it does come across that way, but there's a lot of us that also do it the correct way and for the correct reasons. That is all really what I just wanted to say. There is proof.
Can I just support you? Is that my issue with Elphaba is what is he gonna do over the next few years? He can't work, he's got no friends. What is he gonna do over the next few years? I am terrified about the person that he is. He's never been treated for mental illness, but I think I can't get my head around.
Can I just say something?
It's got to do with me.
Well,
sorry,
I'm just saying with the greatest respect, that's Elphaba's business.
What did you just say? It's Elphaba's business? No, it's not. If he's affecting people and he's going to do certain things, I am terrified about what he's going to do in the future. He's got no protective factors. He doesn't have any family. He's got no friends. He's got no job. So what is he, to the point, what is he going to do to make money?
Again, that's actually Elphaba's business, not yours. Yes, it's your business.
It is mine.
It's not your business.
It is my business.
It's Elphaba's business.
Guys, can we see the board? Is it up here? Because it's not for me.
No, it's not for me.
Could I just say something very, very quickly? I have very severe mental health illnesses, and a few of them I'm complex. There is no excuse for Elphaba's behaviour down to mental health. I'm so tired of people using the mental health card as an excuse. It's not an excuse. Elphaba is a narcissist, and that is it. She's a narcissist. She likes the drama. She likes the attention. She's a complete narcissist. The minute someone pulls her up, she throws the trans card at you, and it isn't even transphobia. So can we just drop the fact that people are excusing or worrying about this and that because of her mental health? Elphaba is just a narcissist.
And there's no treatment for that.
There is actually for narcissism. You can have counselling.
Tell me.
There is counselling and therapy. And
no, there's not.
Yes,
there is.
You can't treat a narcissist.
It's not even just about treating though, just stay off the live. It's as simple as that. If that person cannot handle the abuse that they receive, then do not go live.
But he thrives off it.
And then that's how toxic they should be. But then TikTok should do something instead of banning innocent people and ban someone like that.
Willow, I want to let Piper speak. Also, does anyone know how to get the banner back up to the board? Because it's
Not too sure.
Even when
Are
I
you
press
on
it, it's not
TikTok
coming up.
Studios or what?
No, I'm literally just on my phone on my live. I go onto service, click board, and it says it's already up, but it's not coming up. But Piper, what did you want to say, my lad?
So I am actually a pre-transitioning trans woman as well. So I'm a pre-transitioning trans woman. I have just started my transition. But I just want to say that I do not hate Elphaba. I couldn't bring myself to hate anybody. But I do not.
Word, please.
Oh, sorry. I don't agree with their actions because a lot of their behaviour then is put on towards other trans women. And then I've had a lot of people call me Elphaba just for the fact that I am a T woman. And I'm like, how is that okay?
That's awful.
Like, we get so much hate, and I get why people call her he, but like, at the same time, no offentuality. If you was to call me she, but then call her he, I don't see the point in doing that. Like, I don't respect that person, but I'm not going to go out my way to misgender them. Do you know what I mean? And like,
I mean, listen, everyone, for me, especially on my live in this space, everyone is allowed to kind of address people how they want and say how they want. I'm not in control of anyone else's voice or words. I don't condone any kind of bigotry or anything like that. However, I'm on here to allow people for freedom of speech to say, listen, I think Elphaba's a boy or a girl, whatever. I say she because that's what it is. If people,
I think, host, it comes down to intent. Like, if you say it naturally, then that's fine. But if you say a certain word that you know is going to hurt someone, that's wrong.
Yeah, but what if these people don't see Elphaba? A lot of them will come up and say, I don't think Elphaba's trans, so why would I call her a she?
Could I just butt in just there? Obviously, as we know, Elphaba hasn't transitioned. She hasn't had any sort of surgery, anything like that. What differs, and I'll try to get this out as best as I can, but what differs from a male dressing up into female's clothes and going into a female's toilet or a female's place, what differs between somebody like that and then somebody like Elphaba? Absolutely nothing. Unless that person gets surgery or clinically is going into the beginning of it, then I'm sorry, they are not a female. I'm sorry, I do apologise if that offends anyone. That's not my purpose.
Don't apologise for offending people. Offence is personal and they should make different choices if they're personal. I could speak to you in a different language. It means nothing because you're not giving the power to the words.
And that's fine. Is that the thing is, host, that I want to raise is that because that community has turned against me and they're sending hate messages in the comments saying horrendous things to me just because of a lie.
I'm going to say something now, if that's all right. And this actually is addressed to Elphaba as well. The best thing about, it sounds horrible when I say it like that, but the most beneficial thing about being bullied online is that your bullying source has an off switch. You can get off the live.
Yes.
You can get off TikTok. All you've got to do is press the off button. The people that get bullied in real life can't get away from it. If you're getting bullied online, you just need to turn it off.
I would also like to add that as someone who is, and even when I do transition, I go disabled toilets, but I personally don't believe trans women should be going into female toilets even after surgery because to be honest, I'm a germaphobe, so I think everyone should go at home. But I just don't think Elphaba is ever going to start medically, and that is really painful to me to know the fact that she has the money to do so.
Yeah.
And I have to wait 12 years to even be seen by a doctor to start my medical transition. I can't afford to go private, and even with the surgeries in private, the full price of every single surgery for me would come up to over £1 million. I don't have that money or funds. So to see that she has the ability to do stuff and not do it, it just hurts me.
It was like it was a choice.
LFC, everyone's asking me to check on you. Are you under the influence?
No, not at all.
There we go. There we go, guys. That's your answer. She's fine.
I think that my thing comes from when I went to do my fashion degree. I'll never forget, like, my best mate. He was the most flamboyant, mohawk, like, amazing person, dressed amazing. And there was this one day, still breaks my heart. I walked into Liverpool's train station, and he walked out of the male toilet, and he had a black trackie on and a cap. I didn't know that he changed in that toilet every day he came into that class. I didn't know. And then 2 years later, well, I won't say it, but he's not here anymore. But he struggled with that. And that's why I'm so passionate, and that's why I'll always, always stand for the way that anyone feels.
Right. I am going to drop one person. Who wants to drop so I can let someone else out?
I'll drop. Okay. Thank you for the live, and thank you for giving me a space to talk. See you later. I'll give you a follow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, do you think I should start the live again just so I can get the board up, or does it not make a difference?
I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. I mean, honestly, if you want to.
Have you tried making a flipper?
I'm actually.
Post, I understand that everyone like hates me in here. If I just drop,
Who
it'll
hates
be
you?
a better live. I'll drop me. It's easy.
Huh?
Just drop me. It's easy, and then the live will be fine. I was just trying to raise something about bullying in these lives about Elphaba. So drop me.
You've done a fantastic job. Thank you so much for coming. I've never seen as many people in my comments dislike someone. I don't know why. She seemed sweet. She seemed nice. I don't know. Maybe you guys know something I don't. Who else? Jason. Hi, Jason.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, baby. What do you want to say?
So there's some things I want to say about Elphaba that I find.
You're quite quiet, babes.
Sorry?
You're quite quiet.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, sounds quite quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
So something that concerns me is like how. So she's sort of like shown on camera when she's live. She shows her other phone, showing that her lives are only viewable by people over the age of 18. And we did and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and she turned it off so that people under the age of 18 could view her live. Now, I'm not suggesting that she's a PDF file because of that, but there is something in that is deeply concerning. She knows that it's mostly people under the age of 18 who support her. And there is something seriously concerning about a 23-year-old who knows that their, quote, fan base is under the age of 18 and turns off the 18 plus thingy for her lives. So she makes a whole point of like showing everyone, look, no, it's only over 18s who are able to view me. But then she turns it off in the early hours of the morning. And I just find that kind of deeply concerning. It's strange. And I'm not suggesting that she's a PDF file because of that. But there is something bizarre in the fact that a 23-year-old grown person would want to encourage under 18s to view her when she makes this whole song and dance about like, oh, it's only, look, everyone look, it's 18 plus only, it's 18 plus only, and then turns off that so that people under the age of 18 can then view her. And it's strange, it's bizarre.
I don't think it's bizarre at all. I think the intent is quite clear. What's going on there is that she wants to gain more money, and the most people that gave her money are the people that are under 18. She's not, like you say, a PDF file. She's just looking to gain more money. And
But,
yes,
well,
it
no,
is.
but
It is
that's still the
deplorable that
point.
she's trying to gain it from the younger generation.
Yeah,
But it's
and
not
but
only
it's
just that.
inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Absolutely,
It's-
I agree.
Sorry, it's not only just that, it's for the fact that she has mods who are under 18 as
I
well.
know. Yeah.
Like, that is that point that sickens me,
Yeah.
because no matter what, is when I do my mods, I'd make sure that I see some sort of ID that they are over 18.
Yeah.
Can I point out, it's not about whether this person just puts a 15-year-old as a mod. It's the fact that Elphaba treats mods like they are her close friends. We've seen that. There's screenshots and things come out of youngsters. Elphaba, for whatever reason, will sit there, they'll do something controversial on live, let's say, with the SH and everything. And then what they do is they go straight to the mods that are underage, and they go, look what I did to myself, look, and it's like you're talking to a child.
Yeah.
That child does not need to see that. Mods, I adore, all the love for moderators and stuff, but that I don't talk to them every single day. You know what I mean? Like, it's baffling.
Yeah. It's honestly, I just find it so shameful, and it's just, I mean, everything, like, I assume everyone saw recently how she started Cetralin, I don't know if that's how you say it, and then after 5 minutes of taking her first pill, she starts acting high, and it's just like, and she knows that her, quote, fan base are children, and it just feels so icky and inappropriate and gross.
Can I just add, right? So I've got a different perspective. Kind of like, again, I know it's slightly different. The whole Michael Jackson thing with the kids. I never, ever, ever thought that Michael Jackson was a PDFR, right? I thought he lost his childhood, and the way he got it back was by being around children, having sleepovers, Neverland, because it's a place where he can be a child, mentally, things like that. That's what I think is appropriate, because he's now an adult, regardless of the problems. No, it's not appropriate. Regardless of how, cute a child is in the street, I can't go up and go, oh, you're so gorgeous, because I don't know that kid. And I'd be like, what are you doing? I believe Elphaba is probably doing something similar. She just doesn't think there's anything wrong with it, because she's not got that in her mind. She's doing it like, oh my God, look, because they're her friends. But she's not thinking these are kids, they probably shouldn't be like this or think like this. Or
can I just say, I will just disagree with you on that point, because I think Elphaba is fully aware that what she's doing is wrong and inappropriate, and she should not be doing it.
What is wrong?
The whole what you're saying about, like, she's sort of trying to reconnect with her own childhood and everything.
Not so much that. I'm just talking about that with Michael Jackson. But I believe that she is mentally still very much there. I don't believe she's the full ticket at all.
But it's just not an excuse, though. It's just, it doesn't matter if she's mentally 6 years old.
It's not an excuse, it's just an explanation, really.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't excuse what you're saying, and it does explain it, though. But I believe it's kind of like you looking at someone and going, okay, well, they've just taken out a whole school, but someone did it to their family and now they want to get back at society. You can look at it if you're kind of a person who can step back and go, I get why they were so angry. It's awful that that thing that happened in the childhood should never have happened. However, them then doing it to someone else is inexcusable. But you can then step back and go, I can understand it. I get why she's doing what she's doing. I'm not excusing it or condoning it, but if you're able to step back and go, I get why she's doing it. I don't believe she thinks about it in the way that we would.
With this topic, it's like excuse versus explanation. I think this is something that Elphaba struggles with as well when it comes to accountability. So when she's trying to excuse something, she'll bring up like, oh, well, I suffer from this, or I struggle with this. And I'm like, and I keep thinking to myself, well, that's not really an excuse per se, it's more of an explanation.
Yeah.
So you need to, people as well as Elphaba need to understand the difference between excuse and explanation.
Yeah.
Piper or Willow, can I drop one of you down?
I don't mind.
You can drop me if you want, because I need to go anyway. So
Lovely. Thank you so much, Piper, for coming up. Welcome anytime, my darling. Lady Nemesis. Hello, Lady Nemesis. Sounds like a ride at Thorpe Park. What did he want to say?
Why I see it it's a lot of content creators are similar to Elphaba in the way that it's constant rage bait. It's relentless. And naturally, anybody watching that continuously then gets angry. That's why it's rage bait. That's what it creates. So it creates hate, anger, people react. That's what you're going to get back, and therefore you're going to have this online hate. If you want to call it hate, call it hate. I just call it a reaction to what you're giving out, the things that are spoken about, the things that are done. And then you've got this issue with underage children being on that lot, and they shouldn't be on there because they're listening to stuff that they frankly shouldn't be listening to. Do you know what I mean? They're listening to all kinds of conversations, and they shouldn't be party to that. And he has actually said himself, I put that on, or I turned 18 plus off because I want it on, and he made up a whole load of reasons why. So really, I can't, even though I can see some of the problems he's encountering as a human being, I find it very difficult to feel sad for him because a lot of it is self-inflicted, and it's a cycle, and it's backwards and forwards, and this self-harm stuff. He's using that to gain, attention really, for whatever reason. Again, that's probably a sad reason, but he's using this self-harm, and it's wrong, and it can't go on. And I'm surprised he's still on the app, to be frank. You know, that's my. I've said me 10 pence worth anyway, whatever anyone thinks.
Thank you.
I'm just before we move on, I'm just going to say I'm going to pop down now because I really do need to go. But thank you very much for having me up.
Thank you, Corbus. Thank you for going.
See ya.
Montana, are you of age, my darling?
I am 21, and I just wanted to say, trying to find an explanation for her pedophilia, which has been documented publicly.
That word.
Okay.
You can come back up, but please just be careful. You can request again, but yeah, be careful with the word, the HAT. And guys, if you're not aware, we are talking about Elphaba. I had a banner, for some reason it's not showing up or coming up anymore. We love TikTok. TikTok, you are fantastic. We support you. We need you. We love TikTok Shop. We support everyone on here. Hello, Dot.
Hello. I'm 18. Sorry. This is my first time being on a live.
Hey, what's up?
I'm my main belief in it is I don't feel like in regards to trigger warnings, I feel like if people are in desperate need for trigger warnings, they shouldn't be on TikTok or Instagram. I feel like if your mental health is struggling that badly, I feel like I feel like being on TikTok or Instagram, things where there's going to be things that trigger you every day, especially how people speak up about things that have happened to them. It's very normalized now, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like if that's something that triggers you, don't watch lives, especially someone who you know is in quite an erratic mind state like Elphaba, and they speak about topics a lot that is going to be detrimental to your mental health. I don't think it's a safe thing to do. And I think when it comes to accusations such as grooming and things along them lines and how they lied about essay, I feel like there has to be more concrete evidence, because I feel like at the end of the day this is someone's life that we're talking about, and I don't like Elphaba. I disagree with a lot of things I've done as an autistic person myself, but I feel like for us to I think at the end of the day we have to do things that will be helpful to Elphaba, and I feel like to do that I feel like we have to stop with the accusations, and I feel like if we're going to system, we have to have concrete proof and evidence for it, because I feel like we have to speak facts and not opinions.
Sorry, could I just respond to that? Is that okay?
I was about to do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go on mute so you can respond.
So obviously I understand what you're saying 100%, but first of all, there has been concrete evidence, there has been videos, posts, people have came forward. Second of all, okay, I understand about the trigger warning 100%, but also she needs to have one because of the way that she acts.
Yeah.
What I would also say is that
Yep, your moderator again, be right back.
her sort of position on TikTok is used to abuse people. That is as simple as that. If she don't like it, then all she has to is just get off. It is as simple as that. I think you turn around and you say that we shouldn't be making accusations about her. We have evidence, but what happens about the accusations she's made on people with, you know, this rape situation, the amount of resources that she uses that she doesn't need. She called NHS. What for? What did she call the NHS for? She literally went out, she got drunk, she then called on a box or whatever, stating that she needs the ambulance to go take her home. Why was that being needed? And then that she says that because her phone was dead. But then when she was, yes, thank you, Kate. But then when she was back into her own accommodation, her phone was on around 60%. So she just does it to waste resources because she only does it when she's alive. She videos it as if it is a full-on amusement there. That's what she does it for. This isn't for the fact that it's oh my, like I really need like the resources. It's just there to prove a point that the amount of people who sees her when she's going live having a mental breakdown, she reaches the high point of her views, and that's what she likes, and she knows that, so she gets on and keeps going on it.
I understand that. I also completely agree with you about how she does waste NHS resources, but when it comes to things like the essay allegation that she made to other people and the grooming allegations, I feel like although there is like the proof that people have, it's only the stuff that Elphaba said, which all like resorts to inconsistencies in her stories, and I feel like that in itself isn't enough proof because there's no proof that it's an outright lie. There's just proof that she isn't. There's things not very consistent in her story, which could be an indicator of a lie, but it isn't. It doesn't prove that it's an outright lie, which I feel like when we are using the word lie in regards to like Elphaba's stories and accusations and things that she said, I feel like we do have to be concrete. We have to be very straightforward, and it has to be very standardized. We have to say this is a lie because of this. This was proven wrong by so and so and so and so.
Yeah, but they even said it was a lie.
Not just that Elphaba hasn't told the story correctly, or maybe people have spoken out and said, "Oh, well, we haven't actually tackled this investigation. That we haven't been aware of this." That just proves an inconsistency in the story, which there shouldn't really be inconsistencies if you're telling a story, but it doesn't prove that it's a lie.
Elphaba has said themselves that it was a lie.
Yeah.
Can I just add something to
I
that?
have tried to find it online. Sorry, I'll quickly wrap it up.
This is juice.
I have
is juice.
I have tried to find this screen recording because I have heard this before, but I haven't been able to find it. All I've heard about is one essay allegation. I know there's another one which I don't know anything about. I have tried to find proof of all of it. I have tried to look into it myself, but I only know about one.
Yeah. I'm sure people in the chat will tag you in it if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, would be. That would be very well.
The first accusation, the big accusation a while ago, they named that person and everything, and turns out that person has never even been in the UK, and they did admit that they lied about it. It never happened. When they were caught out and basically told that person's never even visited the UK before. They've never left their country.
Yeah, I heard something about that, but I didn't know anything about it. I tried to find some screen recordings, but I was like, this sounds so bizarre, it can't be true. But I guess with Elphaba, you do think that a lot of things, you find a screen recording, you're like, oh, well, it is true. But I was just thinking about the first essay allegation. I was just thinking there's not enough proof to say that it's a lie, but if there's another essay allegation where there is proof and she admitted that it's a lie, and everything was just completely fabricated, then I understand that.
Also, like, I will just say, sorry, I don't know your name, sorry, but you know, a little while ago, you mentioned, you know, that we sort of have a responsibility to look out for Elphaba. That's just not true. She has the responsibility to just be a decent human being. And in terms of the SA allegations and whatnot, that's a whole separate issue. But I don't know, does anyone remember when people were sort of making posters about her and posting them around the city that she lived in? There was, what was so bizarre about that is that Elphaba, first of all, I think she was on live when it sort of started happening, and then she was all obviously panicked and whatnot, and then she went off live, and then she went back on live after finding out that all these posters had been posted around her about her being a PDF file, and she almost enjoyed it. It's like she was saying, like, oh, you know, this happens to like all celebrities and whatnot, and it's like that was so disgusting. And that's the issue. Is it's like, if this person is on this app and enjoys the fact that people are putting posters up about her being a PDF file, she enjoys it, and that is so deeply concerning. And it doesn't matter if she has the mentality of a child or whatever. This person I would consider to be kind of dangerous, and with a fan base of children who follow her and support her, the whole thing is deeply concerning.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like Elphaba's page does, like, her lives and stuff, I feel like it is quite harmful to some people who do have a mindset where they're going to be triggered, but I feel like people shouldn't go into her lives and, while knowing the stuff she talks about and the stuff that she makes very clear about her life, and she's very open, which isn't really a great thing, but because the way she talks about it, she just kind of spouts things without full proof, things like that. But I do think there are also worse creators, such as like Ciela, who practically banged herself with a hairbrush, and she doesn't really have like she doesn't have 18 plus on.
But I mean,
a lot of her fan base is also children.
CLA, like it doesn't matter. She's not sort of. I mean, she's obviously, you know, a unique person, but she's not essentially doing something that is sort of dangerous to other people. If that makes any sense, she's sort of.
Well,
not...
hard to disagree. She does. I don't know how often you watch CLA. She does.
Yeah, I mean, who she used to hang around with, the kind of people she used to hang around with, like back when she was a bit younger, like Dave Courtney and people like that. Like she knew some people, so no one seems to talk about that. And
but I mean, but what, she's predatory though. There's the difference. I'm sort of, you know, talking about there is she's not predatory.
Yeah, CLA isn't predatory with minors, but I will say she's predatory with vulnerable people. 100%.
I was watching her live before, and she was drunk, and she was in a taxi with a man, and I believe she tried to SM because it was on live, and she was being I think you know what I'm talking about. But she is almost just as bad, or in my opinion worse than Elphaba. I don't think anyone really talks about it. I think people just kind of dumb it down to, oh, she's CLA being CLA, but it shouldn't be like in reality.
Situation. I think it's a completely different situation.
I do disagree with you there. I do think that it is talked about, whether it's just not on your For You page, but on mine it is very much heard about, especially on these, you know, other pages who make you aware of it. I think also what I would say in one of your other points is about that if people come on and then they see about Elphaba, and then, you know, that's their fault for going on the stream. I'm sorry, that is not the case. And I'll be honest, my first time I ever went onto Elphaba's live, didn't know who she was, just went on strolling as you do on TikTok. The first live I ever saw of her was her SHing. So that is not something that is a fault of a viewer. It is a fault of the streamer.
Sorry, I'm just really confused. Wait, are you? I'm confused. Was that comment to me? Or was that to the other person?
I think it was to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was to I don't know her name. Sorry.
My name's Demi, but I should probably put it in my name.
Sorry, can I just address Hugh? Weebs, you don't like CLA, but you like Elphaba. I haven't said I like either of them. Unless I tell you something, don't assume or anything like that. Okay? Thank you. Next.
I don't really think it's people's fault, but I don't think it's, I feel like people should have more responsibility. And obviously if you just stumbled across it and that's what you saw, then that's a horrible thing to go through and to witness. But I feel like for the people who are aware of Elphaba and the people who do watch it, I am guessing have been very familiar with her for a few years. Which I do hate to say, but I found Elphaba when I was 14, 4 years ago, and I have watched her since then, and I've been there for a lot of her controversies, and I've looked into a lot of them, and I do feel like the people who do watch her now are very, very familiar with everything that she does and all of her meltdowns, and I feel like if that's something that, when it comes down to SH especially, I feel like if that's something that will trigger you if you do see, or if it gets spoken about in not a very sensitive or light tone, which is understandable, please don't watch Elphaba, because she's clearly very in a erratic mind state a lot of the time.
But do you think that is a responsibility of TikTok themselves to get this person off TikTok?
Absolutely.
There have been people like myself who has been suspended for having a goblet as a cup. Lord have mercy, don't know why. A paintbrush in my mouth. And I was suspended and banned for one of those. Yeah, this person can drink on the app. This person can take pills on the app. This person can SH on the app, and nothing is done. And going back to the point that, she's famous, she earns a lot of money. That should not matter. She's a danger to society and to each of us. And to young kids who watch her. Yes,
when you say danger, can you clarify what you mean? Because I'm thinking, like, what do you mean by danger?
Sorry, host, can you kick me, please? Because I've got to go.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you so much. It's been fun chatting.
He can manipulate people so easily without, whether it's doing it so knowingly or not. She promotes it. She promotes self-harm as TikTok shop. I do apologise. She does promote that as if it's a sort of, I don't know how to sort of say it, but as if it's a trend.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Willow, but you can't say knowingly or not.
I mean, I can.
About what? Sorry.
Just said knowingly or not. That's a massive statement.
Knowingly about what? Sorry.
Knowingly if she does it on purpose or not.
Or not. So that's a massive difference.
It's not, because I'm not in this woman's head. I'm not in this woman's head that I know if she's doing it on purpose or not. That is none of our opinions. That's only in her mind. Can she confirm that?
There have been screenshots released where Elphaba says to a mod, "I'll just do it," and then people will come and watch. I'll do it.
And that's the thing, Yap, is that no one listens to me. Is that I know everything to do with Elphaba is premeditated. Something being premeditated is completely different to you having your feelings and acting out. Oh, thank you, babe. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Any more haters want to come in the room?
I don't think it's haters. I think it's people have their own opinion. No, people have their own opinions.
So what's the thing with me?
Okay, we've already been over this. I don't think it's worth going into again.
No. Why are you making stories about Elphaba about yourself?
Is it okay if I sort of take over a little bit and just ask them why they hate me?
But it's all because
Elphaba. I mean, I think if you could start your own live and do that, because
I don't want to. I'll drop down. No, I'll leave it. I love you.
Thanks.
I think it's important for people to realise as well, when you go on the internet and you put yourself in the public domain, like everybody here, what we're doing is public domain. Anybody can scroll in and see. We have to be very aware that, you know, certain things we say and things will be greeted with controversy, people will have different opinions. What bothers me most with Elphaba is Elphaba doesn't seem to grasp that. You are either with her or against her. And if you're against her, if you say, I don't agree with what you're doing, it's transphobic. What was the other thing? There's been so many. But you're transphobic if you don't agree with if you don't agree that she's SHing online to 2,000 people was the last one on Instagram, then that's it, you're transphobic. And that's not the case. We're saying you can't go on live and do that to yourself. That's not a normal human thing to do. Of course, people are going to then have an opinion.
But the whole thing, is it's nothing to do about, even if Orion was transitioning, nothing he has done is acceptable. It's horrendous, the things that he's done.
If Elphaba came online, sang their songs, did their sing for their supper, which is what they say, right? And that's all they want to do, right? That's fine. Nobody would have a problem with that. What we have a problem with is this person comes online, they sing a couple of songs, right? Now, I've seen them banging on walls with broomsticks, telling a lady that was in protection next to them that she'll out them, etc., when she was on the run from a DV situation. I've seen them then go into about, oh, well, I'm on this, I'm on that. They sang a couple songs a few days ago and then went on about every single substance that they've taken. That's where people, if you don't want people to be controversial about that, if you don't want people to call you out on that, maybe don't do it. Get on live, sing your songs, come off. Make whatever gift money you want to make, right? That's absolutely fine. Nobody has a problem with that.
What I'm trying to put out there, and everyone keeps cutting me down and saying it, is that I am so scared about when he gets older. If he's got this mentality now, and he's had it since he was 15, what is going to happen when he gets older?
He'll be in prison.
What is he going to do?
I don't know what to tell you. He'll be in prison. I keep saying this.
For what though?
For what?
Someone has
things like that.
Post. Honestly, I'm sorry. Tell me if I'm speaking out of terms, but that is my concern. I'm not worried if he goes to theatre, if he goes ordering loads of cakes. I'm worried about the way that his brain is working and what he's going to do in the future, and no one is listening to me.
But can I ask, why is that your concern? Genuine
Why is that my concern?
I'm just genuinely curious. Why are you so concerned about that? Do you know that person?
I see traits. I'm a mental health nurse. I see traits in him that he's going to do something really bad, and we're all going to look back on this and think, why didn't we stop it?
But
because that's unfortunately that's not something that we can control. They are going to go out of their way to cause damage to themselves. That isn't something that we can stop.
But we need to keep raising awareness, and that's why I'm saying that this host has done the most amazing live tonight, because it's not been one-sided. She's actually gone and let us all talk, all argue, and I've just seen what you're doing with your face. I can't.
Yeah,
but she's allowed everyone to have their point of view. I am terrified about what he'll do in the future.
May I say something? Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I completely thought you even here.
No, it's totally fine. Thanks for letting me on. I was just listening to you guys. So I'm autistic myself. I'm 38, by the way. I'm autistic. I am also a person doing a master's degree in clinical forensic psychology. I work in a prison.
As you should, girl. Yes.
Thank you. I work in a prison psychiatric ward. I work with people who have very severe mental health issues, and I see the trolling. I'm not exempt from trolling sometimes, you know. This person is a strange person. They have a lot of issues. They show things online that I, by God, have never seen. farting, burping, being, and I agree with everything I'm hearing in the sense that I think that they have had very, very little attention when they were a child. And I think what this person wants is to be accepted unconditionally by everybody.
It's
And
so
he's
difficult now.
I'm sorry. They are looking for
validation
for that online in all the wrong places.
My thing.
LFC, hold on, darling. I'm just going to let.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
just wanted to say one thing because I don't know, I haven't listened to the live for that long. What concerns me as a person who works in the mental health field, I think this is very important, and I don't understand why TikTok allows this, and I'm sure nobody understands it. I have been in another live with awareness creators, and they were also very kind to explain it to me because I was sincerely confused. I was in that live where this person, when we're talking about held that utensil up to their neck, and I saw that they showed their arm when they had done SH and they are estimating, and this concerns me a lot because I work with people, like I said, who are young, 18 and up, that are very vulnerable to I mean, and even in the prison when people have hurt themselves, they harmed themselves, we ask them, and let's say the wounds are fresh, we ask them to cover their arms because we know that this kind of thing can be contagious. So I'm concerned about that a person who says things like this and who does things like this online has a lot of young viewers and also older viewers, because some people are mentally and emotionally just really, really vulnerable. And I think that is an issue. And I think for that reason alone, they should not be out there on social media doing this kind of stuff. So that's my concern, because it can be contagious. That's it. That's all I had to say. I felt like that maybe was missing from the conversation. I'm sure that you guys said it or touched on it. And I've heard that all of us have some kind of mental health issue, which is pretty normal in today's society. It's not weird at all. But I think that's the main issue here. And for me, anyway, personally, that's my 2 cents.
I agree completely.
Thanks for letting me on and saying that. I think maybe it needed to be said. So, yeah.
Let's have a clap for Midnight. Well done, darling.
Thank you. No, by no means.
Honestly, that took some strength because I don't come up often, but what you just said, really, really got me. I thank you for what you've just said.
Oh no, I'm speaking only from experience for other people.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
You've just filled me heart a little bit.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Why get your opinion on some of the things then? Because you're you said that you were an office sort of psychiatrist.
Oh yeah. So I let me just explain. I have a degree in applied psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in clinical psychology, which I'm currently finishing up a pre-master's degree to get into clinical forensic psychology. And I'm working as a case manager, which is kind of like here. I'm from the Netherlands, so which I'm kind of is a social worker, a little bit different. Working in a prison psychiatric ward for going on 2 years now.
That's so weird because I work in a mental health psychiatric unit, but it's a jail. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're
if I
very similar.
Ashworth.
So just to confirm then, just so that I can answer
I'm sorry.
my question, is so obviously I'm guessing your name's Midnight Sun? Midnight?
Yes.
So
you can call me Sarah, that's my name. You can call me Sarah.
I don't know how much you're aware of obviously Elphaba. Just to correct me, Yap, you will probably know. Does this person live alone?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think someone who comes across as so medically not there, is constantly stating that they SH themselves should be able to live alone?
Why are you questioning her? She's just come on here and
No,
said
because she
the
said that
amazing
she's in
job
the,
that
so she's got
done.
the idea.
She said
right,
what she
LFC,
studied.
LFC, chill out for 5
So
seconds.
why are you coming
If you
for
finish my
it?
question, then you would know.
LFC.
You
Oh,
would
really?
know.
I don't mind. My God.
What I am stating is because she would know people's mentality because she works with them on a daily basis. So hold your horses.
do I.
Well, I don't want to ask you because this isn't the LFC show.
I think it might be in a second.
I don't think it is really.
I think
I'm
Willow
asking
might be
Liz
left
Mike
in the
because
woods.
she stated that she was in that qualification. So that is
So don't
all that I was
question her
asking.
when she
so don't come
says-
at me and
when she
what you asking
says
her
what
because
she
I can
feels
ask
and what
anybody
she
in this
knows.
life what I
Don't
want.
question her qualifications.
Ladies,
Don't
I'm
question them.
not questioning her qualifications. I'm asking her a question.
Go on then.
Oh,
What?
my God, Beebs, are you okay? Oh my gosh. I'm totally okay with questions. Could you please repeat the question? It wasn't really sure to me. And you're also okay to question, people's qualifications online because you don't know me. So I understand I can say anything. That makes sense. Could you please repeat your question? I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, so what I was asking is because basically you are quite, you're aware around of people with a lot of psychiatric problems. So
Right.
if someone is stating that they are able to live alone, which they do, do
Right.
you think that they are under that much mind stress and under that many
Mind
mental
stress?
health problems?
Well,
LFC, do you want to pack it in? I'm asking a question. Be patient. Your
Right.
time will come.
Well, let me just speak from personal experience. So I told you I'm autistic. I was diagnosed when I was 27, which is a while ago now. I'm 38. I also have clinical depression and an anxiety disorder. So I've been medicated now for 3 years because I recognize that, pretty much a, let's say, physical disease for me. I lost my father to a self-unaliving 6 years ago. So it's
I'm so
definitely in my
sorry.
family. Thank you so
So
much.
sorry.
No, that's okay. Yes, thank you. I don't mean to,
No, you're not. It's fine.
yeah, I just want to talk from experience so that you understand that, I've
Yeah.
been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And, I can only speak for myself and what I know, but it's not easy to live alone for me, neither for me, and I don't live alone. But I can take care of myself. There's a lot of people, and when I look at this person's live, Elphaba's lives, I think, and also the videos, I think they're not actually doing very good on their own. I don't think that they, I guess maybe they could, but I don't think they've learned the life skills that are needed to be able to live on their own in a way that will actually be constructive. I think what they're doing is very destructive. I do think, however, they can learn, definitely maybe with the help of the right support and the right, maybe a social worker or people who, I don't know if they're autistic. I don't agree with them saying that referral is the same as being diagnosed. Obviously, it's not. That can be very damaging. I know that they've lied about certain mental health conditions that they've had.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. Just
No.
before I forget. Do you think? Obviously, I know it's not professional to diagnose someone without actually assessing them. Judging purely based on what you see,
right?
Would you assume that Elphaba is on the spectrum?
No.
Well, like I said, I don't have the qualifications yet. I still have to do my master's degree, and that really, will maybe qualify me, hopefully, for.
You've worked with people that are, so you know what it looks like.
Right. No, it's true. And I don't,
not there, is it?
I don't recognize, let's say, any of the traits I have myself. I recognize this person is awkward. The way they move, the way they talk, the way that, there's issues with social interaction and understanding certain things. So there are issues with that, but I don't.
So, Midi, can I ask you a question, because it's something to do with Orion that I don't understand?
Of course, yeah.
Why does he keep coming back?
Coming back? Well,
like coming back on live, like even though he knows he's going to be ripped apart And I understand people say it's because of money, it's because of this, it's because of that. But why does he put himself out there? It's like I've been bullied on here, and I've left, and I
think.
Also, go on.
May I answer that? I think genuinely, honestly, what I think, and it's the first thing that comes up when you ask me this. I think they are.
Is there no
so
answer
starved.
because he's a narcissist?
May I answer the question as well?
Again, I see traits of that, but I don't feel comfortable.
I can answer this for you.
Can I just finish the question?
Hold on. I don't want too many people talking. Yeah, but if you want to say something,
Can I just say to Midi is that I asked you that, like, not on purpose, but it's like the one question. You can never treat or change a narcissist.
No, that's true. You cannot change a personality disorder.
That's what he is.
That's true. I don't know if that's what he is. Like I said, I don't have the right qualifications right now to diagnose. I don't know him. I think you probably
raise that.
Right. I think you probably have a lot more experience than I do, from what I've heard. So maybe you'll be able to gauge that better than I can. But I think that oh my gosh, this is hard. They just really are a person that is so starved for attention, and we all need social connection. Even if you are, let's say, even if you're a narcissist, we're social animals, and very few people are able to be a hermit and live on their own. And I really believe that they have no people in their life that, like in their real life,
no
that
friends,
actually love them.
no family.
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
see. Let people speak, man.
I was just joining in with her. I just
That's totally fine.
I can answer that question for LFC when it comes to why Elphaba, aka Orion, keeps coming back to this app, and that is because they know that through manipulation they get money. They have purposely on a live literally say, look, here are the likes, now watch as I do a whole meltdown and pretend to cry. Then proceeds to pretend to do a whole meltdown and crash out and cry, and literally points at how many viewers come into their live and say, see, they're pointing out that more viewers come in.
But you didn't answer my question.
So it's all an act to them, and they know
You're
that
not
they
answering
can.
my question. So what is wrong with him?
No one can address that.
No one can answer that.
That's not a question we can answer.
No one can answer that but Elphaba.
Even if I were
LFC, what's wrong with you not being able to let people have a turn? That's what I want to know, girl.
Even if I were a psychiatrist and I had 10 years of experience, it would be impossible to diagnose someone who you just
I understand that, Midi. I was being a bit sarcastic.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry,
it's
my
okay.
love.
I'm very bad with sarcasm. Sorry about that.
It's the first time I've asked, and I haven't asked, or I don't want gifts or anything like that. But if we can like the live, there's nearly 300 people in the live. If we could like it, I think we're doing super well. I've actually learned a lot of things. I'm hoping a lot of people here have learned a lot of things and have different opinions, and maybe come together and said, oh yeah, actually didn't know this. But if we could like the live, that's actually all I'm asking for. And everyone's saying remove LFC, send me a lion and she's gone.
Send her a lion and I'll leave.
What did you want to say?
Ellie, go on. Ellie, go on. You wanted to go on.
I tried to speak and you already interrupted me. That's really funny. That's the reason I came on, because you're not letting anyone else speak, girl. You're literally okay, girl. Right? There's no need to be rude. Host, are you not even seeing this? Like, she's like being so rude.
Like, ask the question.
Oh my god, let me speak, girl. Let me speak. Girl, let me speak. Girl, I beg, let me speak. Yeah, thank you. So annoying that people are just not like. She's obviously doing LSC is obviously doing this for attention. Like,
where's the question?
Oh my god, let me speak. Let me speak. Thank you. Thank you, host. That's all I wanted to say. LSC, you gotta let other people speak. That's all I wanted to say. Bye.
Right, Bambi. Did you want to say anything?
Hiya. So I have been following Elphaba / Orion for 4 or 5 years. I have seen the progress of all the awareness communities, all the Cam2 communities. I've been there from the beginning. And, you know, this person knowingly knows what they are doing. And also to your question, Midnight, about the whole why haven't they seeked help or whatnot. They have seeked help. They have been all in the UK. All UK, if you are claimed homeless, you are put in a supported accommodation.
Yes, I've understood
group
that.
accommodation. You
Yeah.
are then you are given a support worker who is supposed to help you step by step in order to ready yourself out into the world. I have been in a homeless accommodation / group accommodation for 3 years. So I had a personal support worker. I met with them every week.
So you know from experience
when
what
they
that's
get
like.
offered help, you can either just placate the support worker, like, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then they don't do it. They're very, depending on where you are, it can be quite lenient on what it is, but it also is, in those accommodations, there are 24/7 surveillance in that area. And also, I don't know if you've seen recently, they have had a critical mental, or I think it was critical health officers come to their house to check on them and give them like the leaflets and support they need for their mental health.
Yes.
They have then said that they were completely useless. Or not, this is stated by Elphaba. They are completely useless. They haven't done anything for them. So very much they were expecting to just be fed a bunch of medications, because all they want is for everything to be handed to them on a silver platter. That is how they've been behaving when they got their lip filler. The lip filler was free because it was a promotional lip filler.
Right.
If someone was like, here, I'm going to get you this all for free. I will give you the transition free, I'll give you the hormones for free, everything. They may gladly take it, I don't know. I know that Minnie, or is it Winnie or Minnie? Apologies if I got her name wrong. She also had said she would share her HRT hormone pills with Elphaba when they were friends.
Okay.
And Elphaba turned around and said no. They wanted to go through the proper way, which is a good thing. Obviously, it's a good thing. But Winnie, that's it. Thank you. But again, it was something they refused. Now, if you were to compare timelines, Jack, who I don't know if you know Jack. Jack
Yes,
is
I have heard about the Autism Got Talent situation.
right. So Jack and Elphaba were best friends. Elphaba lived with Jack and his mum, and Jack is trans themselves, going from male to female. So female to male. I apologise, female to male. So Jack, seeing as how Jack applied for their testosterone the same time that I think Elphaba got quote unquote kicked out. We don't know the full situation. There's different statements, but it is there that once Elphaba left, Jack has thrived and is now currently been on testosterone for 4 to 5 months now, I believe. It has taken them this long to be able to get testosterone. Now, if Elphaba had started back in the day when they had about 40,000, I think it was, when they were in the top 3 rankings, in the weekly rankings, because they had, I don't know the correct amount, but it was in the thousands. And they very much, I don't know if you've seen the little snippet, they have said, oh my god, I can get vocal surgery now. This is when they were singing a green lettuce dress around Christmas time.
That it never happened, right?
It never happened.
It never happened.
Because they have also said in a podcast that if they had the money, they'll get vocal surgery, they'll get everything done. But then they have turned around again and said they don't want to get down there done. They don't want to get their vocal surgery done because they are scared due to their skin condition. Now, they have shown on a live their medical history. There is no medical history that says they are diagnosed with HS. I have HS. I've been diagnosed with it recently, and I can tell you it is not that.
I know it's hard. Some of my clients have it.
Yeah.
Bambi, just to interrupt you, just because I don't want, like, respectfully, not anyone's trying to monologue. I just want to let Cubster and then Rachel speak, and then we can kind of go back.
Yeah, no. If you don't have any questions, obviously, I'll be in the texts.
Thank you so much.
May I just? Oh, sorry. No.
Oh no, go ahead. You can respond.
No, I just wanted to respond to something that you said. Look, I was going to get to that. I don't believe, just to clarify my own position, and I'll keep it short so that other people can speak. I don't think that they're blameless. I don't think that everything they're doing is because they have mental health issues. I don't think it's excusable because you have mental health issues. There are a lot of people on here with mental health issues. I have mental health issues. We don't do those things. I think I have a sense that they want to be famous. And that's why they're not getting off live. I think that's part of it. I think because they're saying things like, oh, celebrities should see this and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they want to be discovered. And people gift them. I don't understand what people gift them. I'm not big on social media. I like to watch. I have my own little channel that I do some crafts. But, by no means, I'm not, I don't know that much about it. But I think it's a combination of, wanting attention because they never got it. And also wanting to be famous, which is some of the things that we see, in modern society a lot with young people, that they go online and they put everything out there and they really, really want to just be famous. Some people quit their jobs, even adults quit their jobs to become influencers somewhere, and it didn't go well. And this person just has a really bad combination of both childhood circumstances, I think mental health issues. There's definitely something going on. There's addiction. There's maybe gender confusion. I don't know. I don't get the feel that they're trans. I have trans clients, but again, I'm not trans, so I'm not gonna, I don't know. But I think somebody who has true gender dysphoria, from what I've heard people speak on it, really would want to do everything they could to, alleviate that with hormones or surgery or whatever it may be that they choose. And growing your hair and putting on makeup and wearing a dress does not make you a woman. So that's my 2 cents on that. I just hope I clarified my stance, and now I'll get off and I'll let other people speak because I've said what I had to say.
Very much. Let's give Midnight a big clappy, guys. Big clappy for
Thank you so
Midnight.
much. Thank you for having me. That's just all thank you. I don't know how to do this though. How do I leave? How do
I gotcha. Bye. Bye. Okay, Cubstar.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
Not bad, thank you. Just so everybody knows, I'm 38. There you go. So, the incident from the other week on the Instagram Live. It really annoyed me because the blaming against the people in the chat, but yet people are not allowed to be triggered by them. I'm sorry, you can't have it both ways, and that's what's really annoying me at the moment is they're blaming everybody else for their reactions. I am a 38-year-old man. If I do something, that is my choice and my decision. If anybody does something, whether it be right or wrong, that's their choice, their decision. You cannot blame people for your actions. I don't care who you are. If you are suffering with severe mental health problems, go and get the help. The help is there. Yes, I understand the waiting lists are long. I have been on the waiting list for almost 4 years now because I have mental health problems due to a brain tumour. So I have severe chemical imbalances that throw my head left, right, centre, up, down, left, right, everywhere. It does not sit naturally. I am still on the waiting list. I have been involved with crisis teams and I've had them come to my house. I had them come to my house for 2 weeks solid every single day at 10 a.m. to make sure I was up, I was awake, and I was still here. If those people that went to visit Elphaba had made the decision that, okay, this person is in dire need of our help and our assistance, we will make further appointments. They haven't. And that's telling me they may have either, one, played it down so they don't get the daily intrusion, or two, that they're not being 100% honest because they kind of want it to give more drama. Does that make... Am I making sense here?
Yep.
And just one more thing before I drop down, because I'm waffling. I was in a live last night with Yap, and she was holding court, and it was... She was brilliant. No shouting, no screaming, no effing, no jeffing, no nothing. She just held court in the best way I've ever seen one of these, like, Cam 2 pages do it. Everybody muted. You were brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but you were brilliant last night. I sat there and watched and I listened, and you didn't say anything out of turn. You didn't say anything to provoke a nasty reaction from anyone, and you did it in such a way that if that person, Katie, I think it was,
yeah,
if they wanted to jump into a box, they could have easily done it, and nobody was going to just pile in on her.
I keep a box open in most of my lives, and I always let everybody know who's coming up to my live that if somebody comes up and wants to have a conversation, and I think that's the important part, is whether they want to have the conversation or not, then that's fine, but it's to be done respectfully and civilly. We're not going to win any battles by going back and forth. At this point, and I've said it before, at this point in the Elphaba cycle, is what we'll call it, at this point, the most important thing now is that people are open to discussions. They're open to listen to the other side. They don't have to agree. All right? Me and Weebs will not agree on everything. But what's important is we can have a conversation. We can have a discussion, without putting more HATE out there for people. And the more HATE we put out there, yes, people, don't get me wrong, we sometimes it is exhausting and we sit there and go, oh my God, I wish they'd just get off live. I wish they'd just go, and we can't control what other people say. But it's about okay, we can still have a conversation, we can still have a discussion and remain civil human beings, because if we don't, all of the carcasses that are left behind are exactly what Elphaba is going to feed off of, and it's going to push more people to go to Elphaba and buy into the pity me act, the poor me act, because those people weren't nice to me. They, I went in the chat and they weren't kind. Whatever. They weren't willing to hear me out. I asked to jump in the box. They said no, so they don't want to have a conversation.
Yeah, I any kind of debate live I do. Like I said, I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know things you can and can't do on TikTok. I just come live and I talk. And I think that's important. I'd never seen Yap before. I don't know anything that she does. I've seen a lot of support for Yap in the comments, which is fantastic, which is kind of making me think maybe I should check something out. People keep asking me what do I specifically think of Elphaba. I also just want to say again, thank you so much to everyone who is coming up and has come up and commented and whatnot, because I think, like I said, chaos ensues when conversation stops, regardless of whether we agree or not. And I don't condone people coming on my live and screaming and yelling and crying at each other and going, well, you should think this because that's what I think. It doesn't work like that. Yap could say some things that I don't agree with, vice versa. Then we might go, actually, you taught me something. Thanks for this perspective, which is what I think needs to happen.
I might not agree with what Weebs is saying all the time, but that doesn't make her less of a human being. It doesn't make her less of an autonomous person who has their own opinions. And at the end of the day, we're all allowed our own opinions, provided that we don't then do call to arms and things like that. We don't then sit there and go, well, if you don't agree with me, then that means we can't. That's exactly how all this nonsense starts.
Yeah.
Do it my way or get lost. What's that proven?
Yeah, and I also think that it's important, which is what a lot of people on TikTok are unable to do, is have a changed mind to come on and go, well, I'm open to saying, Yap might say something and I go, oh, you're right, actually, Elphaba's da-da-da-da-da-da, and vice versa. I'm completely open to someone changing my mind. But what do I think of Elphaba? I don't think she is some kind of criminal mastermind who knows everything she's doing. I don't think she's that intelligent. I believe she's a weird kid who was probably sweet and is getting a lot of attention, doesn't know how to deal with it. She doesn't know how to deal with the money. She's had a collection of bad experiences from childhood leading up to now, probably never really had any good guidance or life tools or skills. And now she's in this position. She's been caught in a load of lies. She's got a web of everything, and now she's kind of stuck in it. That's what I think. Rachel...
You sent me a message first, yeah? I live in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want the fucking brawl, come down to Smethwick Hospitality.
Waited all that time to play a video. I've heard that video. I like that. Rachel, it's some guy on some Xbox thing, I think, and some kid is like trolling him, saying, "Oh, why are you getting so upset?" And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna come down to your door, and if you come down to money, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you."
Okay.
Rachel.
Hello.
Hello, Rachel. Are you of age, my darling?
I'm 25, babes.
Perfect. Go on. What you want to say, Rachel?
So, I kind of don't really want to kind of repeat what's been said because I know a lot of stuff's been repeated and all of the awful things she's done. I just want to kind of say that I don't agree with her and I don't think that she's a very nice person. And I kind of wanted to ask you a question, Reeves, about it was something you said earlier. Your opinion might have changed, so just let me know. But it was how you'd said that she wasn't damaging the trans community. I just wanted to know if you still felt that way, or
yeah, I don't feel like she's damaged in my sense of the word damaged. I don't think she's damaged any community. She's probably hurt a lot of people. I don't believe she's damaged any community.
I do disagree just a little bit, only in the sense of like kind of similar with like her and like Lily Tino, like them kind of not being genuine trans cases. It just minimises what real trans people are going through. That's just my personal opinion.
See, with Lily Tino, anyway, with Lily Tino, I don't know. There's a lot that I think. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know about Lily Tino, but Lily Tino is obviously a lot more trans than Elphaba. But someone like Lily Tino, I would say, yeah, I wouldn't want to be trans and have Lily Tino be representing me, because I believe that Lily Tino is someone who does actively damage the community, because a lot of people will look at another trans person and go, that's what you're like. That's what all trans people are like. Whereas I don't think people are doing that about Elphaba. I believe they're just mocking her because she's trans and because of the things she does and how she is, and she's a weird horse girl. Do you know what I mean? I think horse girls aren't even weird. But yeah, I think someone like Lily Tino actively damages the community because people compare and say, well, this is what you're like. This is what you look like. You look like men in wigs, men in dresses, blah, blah, blah. Whereas Elphaba, I may be wrong. I don't believe that anyone looks at Elphaba and goes, you're a genuine trans person. I don't believe you represent anything.
I think that's the difference. I think when people say that they're damaging, and my idea of the damaging, personally, is you are representing something. Now, Elphaba likes to talk about, I have a big platform. I got a huge platform. Oh, look, there's 2,000 people in here, blah, 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 however many. When you're doing that and then you're making out like you're an advocate for trans, you're an advocate for autism, ADHD, you're an advocate for, having the big C as they claimed many years ago, for Tourette's, for all of this other stuff. If you're putting yourself on the platform and you've got a big platform, right? There's a lot of people in there, then you can sit there and say, I'm the advocate. And then when people go, actually, we don't want you speaking for us because you're not what we stand for. You've been outed as faking certain things. That then is not transphobic, in my opinion. That's somebody saying, we don't want you representing our community. We don't want you representing ADHD, autism. That's where the damage comes in, because I feel like, especially with the ADHD and autism right now, it is a card for them to hide behind. It's another victim card that they can throw up and go, see, look, all my actions are justified because I have autism. And then people who maybe don't understand autism or ADHD or the trans community will sit there and go, oh, well, that's what autistic people do. That's what people with ADHD do. That's what, the trans people do. Very much similar to the way Lily Tino acts. Oh, well, that's every trans pair. And it's, that's where the awareness comes into saying, no. This is not how people act. And this is not the person you should be looking up to and taking as the face of the trans community, ADHD, autism, Tourette, whatever, what a long list of things they've claimed to have, And I think that's where the damage comes in. and it's
Yeah, I
on
agree.
other people, like the awareness communities, and having lives like this where people can talk about it freely, even if they have a difference of opinion. That's then on us to say, actually, no, that's not what trans people are like. That's not what autistic people are like. There's a lot of different people in different communities that come in and out. That's these are the people you can go to and talk to. Maybe don't take a lesson from this person.
Yeah, definitely.
I can understand, and that is a new perspective. But equally, who is a positive trans person on the app? Because
I think it's more the case of like her claiming to be something that she's not, and it puts like a bad reputation on that community, whether it be trans or someone who's autistic, etc. She's had a lot of little labels that she likes to claim. I think it's more the sense of that, and she's getting the traffic for that, and she's not any of those things.
Belle Priestley, yeah, Belle Priestley's good, yeah. But then Belle Priestley is normal in the kind of like, she dresses normal, she's pretty, she's attractive, she's young. So if people don't like her because she's trans, they can say, "Oh, I don't like you because you're trans and you're weird," or whatever. But there are a lot of people who can look at her and go, "Hey, she wears the kind of clothes I like. She does this. She acts like this. She's nigger." Should I restart the live or?
You should be fine if you don't catch a bio in the next 30 minutes. 30 seconds, you should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok, we just want to say how beautiful you are, how much we love you. He waited a long time. I swear, he was he was there for a long time. Why? We love TikTok Shop.
I thought he was American at first.
You are fantastic. We support you, TikTok. There's 20% off at TikTok Shop right now. Yes, but anyway, why would you do that? That's so boring. But I lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, Belle Priestley, beautiful, but I don't know. I feel like Elphaba is just not a likable person because of the way she is and the way she acts. But I don't know. I just don't think there really is many people. Okay, Belle Priestley's a good one who is a positive representation of the trans community. But then there are a lot of people on here as well who are faking autism, faking anything.
And that's why I said, the other things as well. Like, she just likes to have labels. And I think that's why I was kind of a bit miffed about coming on, because like, even all of this talking about her now, she's still getting the attention that she wants. Like, even if it's people talking about how they don't like her, she's still getting the traffic and the views, and people will still go and look at her profile after this. So I don't know.
My dream actually is I really, really want to interview people. I'd love to interview loads of people because I'd love to be unbiased. I'd love to interview HS and Ed, Matty and Elphaba, purely because I want to ask questions that people want to know, and just get it straight from the horse's mouth. I feel like it may help some people and may not, and I get to kind of, give people what they want to hear. But obviously getting to those kind of people, especially like someone like Elphaba, who's going to be like walled up. Thank you so much, guys. You don't need to say anything. Is going to be pretty difficult. Thing is, you will never do that. You never know. Hopefully, apparently she's seen the videos. So, but yeah, I mean, there is actually this one guy who, and I think Elphaba does a similar thing. She acts like the thing that she wants to be. Like, there is this one guy who I'm like, I don't know. I can't. I've never seen an autistic person act like you. Like, he's like, "Hey, wee, this is my teddy bear, and this is," and it's like, oh, I feel like you're maybe not autistic. Because I've never seen an autistic person act like that ever, apart from on TikTok. But then
it's very easy to pretend. It's very easy to pretend, and unfortunately, this app gives people the ability. Have you noticed it comes in phases though? I don't know how long you've been on the app, but a couple of years ago it was Tourette's. Everybody had Tourette's. Everybody had Tourette's, and the legitimate
the latest trend, isn't it? Which is the latest at that moment in time.
It's just a fad.
Mental, what did you want to say? Are you all right?
So I'm 19, by the way, okay?
Lovely, hello.
So I have a story about Elphaba. Back in 2019.
What's your language though, please? What's your language?
Back in 2019, Elphaba had this app called Likey. You know Likey? Yeah. Well, it's an app like TikTok, but you can like live stream and stuff. So Elphaba was in a group chat with like Minors. You know what I mean? Yeah. Elphaba was doing inappropriate live streams on it, and then, like, because there was evidence, because Elphaba recorded voice notes saying, like, oh, I didn't know, I couldn't do that. And, like, the group chat had, like, minors in it. And then Elphaba was, like, got banned on the app. And then people have been, like, because it was a while ago Elphaba got exposed for this. And then, like, yeah, because that's how the PDF accusations have been, like, about Elphaba. And what you said about Elphaba doing an interview, Elphaba wouldn't do an interview with you because Elphaba knows the questions you would ask. Like, Elphaba doesn't want to be put in that position where she's, like, being called out. Like, she wouldn't ever want to be in that, like, position. Because
She's
she
had
knows.
lives before as well where she's been interviewed about Tourette's, so she definitely.
Yeah. The problem with Elphaba in interviews is the reason she's never done one in the past couple of years is because she can't control the narrative. She won't jump into other people's boxes. She won't jump. That's why I've always said she's more. I tried to get in her box the other day when she opened them, and I said we can have a calm conversation. She wanted none of it. She blocked me and basically said I was directly responsible for the SH, all of that. Which again, water off that back doesn't bother me. But she doesn't want it because she cannot control the narrative. You ask her a question, it'll be deflected. That's why she won't do it.
Hello, thank you for adding me up. I was diagnosed years ago in the late 2000s. I can't remember the actual year. Something's telling me it's 2007. I am, thank you for adding me up, by the way. I'm Holly. So I just wanted to say that as much as I can't say if she does have autism or not because I don't live in her brain. I'm not I'm not like part of a family, so I'm not going to go down that route because I don't think it's right to say, oh well, you don't have autism, oh you're not trans. I just personally don't think it's very right. But I will admit that I do. Oh hello, I personally do not think she has autism. I know loads of people like to use the whole wicked thing as a way to kind of validate her having autism, but a lot of people can be obsessed with franchises and still technically not be autistic. If someone has like autism, we would have to class the whole Harry Potter franchise as being autistic, and I don't think you would want to do that. So I don't think she has autism, and the way a lot of the things she does, even if she did have autism, she's trying to use it as like a excuse for what she has done, and we don't really want her use. Oh, thank you guys. We don't really want her. I personally don't want her using autism as an excuse because when I come online, I don't go around saying, "Oh, I've got autism. Look at me. Oh, I have autism. Look at me. Oh, I just go about my life as a normal individual person. I don't go and agree about, tell people I have autism. I have autism, woohoo, woohoo. I don't really do that. I just go about my life as a normal person. I sell my earrings with my mum. I just live life as a normal individual person. I just accept that autism makes things harder, but I don't go around telling 100 million people. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, oh, I have autism, feel sorry for me. Like, I just accept that I'm a person, just a little bit different, that's all. It's not a label, it's not anything special. But Elphaba uses it as something to make them feel special. It's not. It's just, oh, thank you guys. It's just basically, no, we don't want you using that as a label, honey. So on behalf of the autism community, we do not accept her. And please stop using it as an excuse, Elphaba, because it's not going to save you, honey. In the past, when I was younger, when I first found out about autism, I do admit I used to be a little bit like, oh, but I've got autism, I can't help it. But my parents have always taught me, being the good parents they are, that autism's never going to save you in life. You're still going to get in trouble for things. If you hit a person, you're still get in trouble. If you go screaming the streets, you're still in trouble. So, yeah.
Well done, that's
Thank
awesome.
you. You did
Thank
really
you
well.
for that. And you sounded nervous, but you did great. And there's a lot of people in here, so well done to you for that. Your
thank
parents
you.
did exactly what they should have done. A pet peeve of mine, personally, people do it, it's their choice, but a pet peeve of mine is, hello, my name is Jeff, I've got this, I've also got this, I was diagnosed with this. It means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. I'm not going to treat you all any differently because of that. I don't care about all the things you're being diagnosed with. Tell me who you are as a person, because that's just going to change your behavior or your thought process. That's not who you are. Show me who you are by how kind you are, how good you are, how you treat people. None of that makes any difference. So you're right. You being autistic is not special. It just makes you a little bit different. You are special as a person, not because you're autistic, but because you're you.
Yeah, because my one of the reasons, I don't want to go into this, but one of the reasons why I've learned not to use mental health as excuse is because my dad, he had a bipolar disorder. Anyways, it turns out he's a narcissist now. And a lot of the vibes I get from Elphaba is like from my dad, because my dad used to go, oh, but I've got bipolar, so I can't be a dad to you. Oh, I've got a bipolar, so I can't do this for you. Oh, I can't pick you up later because I've got bipolar. And I've realized, like, I'm sorry, like, I respect you all for all of your mental health issues and everything. I love you all, but please do not stop being a parent because you've got mental health issues. You know, having mental health issues, yes, it's a way to, it's a way to realize and what's going on in your life, but it's not going to keep you from doing the things that you need to do. Like, you're not going to use your mental health to get out of being a parent. Like, I understand it's going to be a struggle and I respect that, but get therapy. Like, reach out to somebody, get on medication, do what you want to do, find the hobbies you want to do. But my dad used bipolar as a way to stop being a parent. And anyways, it affected our relationship, and I've recently cut contact with him because of it, because in his eyes, it didn't matter if I had autism, it didn't matter if I had learning difficulties or anything, it didn't matter that I absolutely needed him. Bipolar was his ride or die, and he was going to go down with it like a ship. So unfortunately, I had to cut contact with him, and I've been so devastated about it since. But I've realised, if that's his choice, that's his choice. But I do wish my dad all the best, but unfortunately he's another Elphaba. And I've realised that Elphaba is the same as my dad, and they both cling on to these mental health issues, thinking they will save them from any responsibilities. Oh, thank you, LSC girly.
But yeah, no, that was beautiful, and I really appreciate you sharing your testimony. I am going to move on to mental though, because mental is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I'm also, again, your moderator. I really need to go to the toilet. Mental, go ahead.
Okay, so I moved to the UK when I was 17, okay? Last year I was friends with Elphaba. I went out to Soho with Elphaba, like, I went to the club with Elphaba. And I'm not friends with Elphaba anymore. I'm not friends, because the things that Elphaba would say to me are unbelievable. Elphaba would tell me about autism, like, would be like, oh yeah, I have autism, I have ADHD, I'm going to use that as an excuse, I'm going to tell people I have that, so they're going to feel bad for me. And then when I was like, I didn't say much, because I didn't want Elphaba to be like, wow, are you like, bullying me because I have autism? I was like, no. And then, so Elphaba uses autism and ADHD as an excuse to, like, I'm a bit nervous, okay, because there's a lot of people on here. And then, when people bully Elphaba is going to have those symptoms, and he's going to be like, I'm diagnosed with autism and ADHD, and they're, like, saying this to me because I have it, and they're going to be using it as an excuse to be like, yeah, they're going to be using that as an excuse to, like, the police, like, yeah, that's all I have to say, so I'm a bit nervous.
Don't be nervous, darling. You come up here in front of a lot of people. Give yourself a round of applause. But yeah, so essentially I kind of heard you from the toilet because I was over there. But listen, babes, I think Elfie is a very lost puppy and doing silly things. She doesn't know how to kind of navigate, and she's making a lot of mistakes. and she's getting penalised for them because they're all on live in front of everyone. Doesn't excuse it because it's wrong and she shouldn't be saying the things she's saying and doing the things she's doing. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel maybe if her circumstances were different, she'd have a little bit of guidance somewhere. But it seems like everyone just guns for her, whether rightfully so or not. She is probably always on guard, and her being out with you and being with normal people she probably doesn't know how to hack it. She probably acts really weird and like doing things that she thinks she should be doing, or yes, girl, slay queen, I'm aware. It's like, if that's not you don't have to be that way. You don't have to act like that if that's not naturally your personality. But I don't feel she knows who she is at all.
I agree. I think that she is calculated and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, no.
Especially after hearing like an interaction away from TikTok and going out with this lovely person, you know, like I think it's just showing her true colours, isn't it? Just she is calculated. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, I think the problem is, I could be wrong, but I think Elphaba, she had this idea, this dream that she was going to be this big, successful part of Wicked, and she's now, but sadly, because of the action she's turned, and I'm not trying to like victimize her or anything because it's her choice, but I think she said so much bad stuff thinking that she'll get away with it, and now she's damaged any chance of her being this Elphaba from Wicked, even though Yap has discussed many times that people will continue replacing her as Elphaba because that's how it works in the industry. And now she has trapped herself in this like bubble of where she is just faking it until she makes it, and people are not allowing her to fake it until she makes it, and people are going to take her down. I'm only calling her because I don't want to damage the trans community, and also it's respect to the trans community, not her. And basically, she's just going to basically keep falling apart, which is sad, but in the end of the day, it's her choice. And like with my dad, I have realised there's people you can't save, there's people you can't help, and you just got to watch them fall. And I chose with my dad to cut the strings, and I think at some point people will do the same with Elphaba and they will cut the strings with her, and I think currently people are trying to, but she's so trapped in this illusion that she is grasping onto these strings and trying to keep people with her, so you know, and soon people will all the strings will snap.
You kind of said it all.
Yeah.
I have to agree with Weeb. Okay. What Weeb said about people like, because people make accounts on Elphaba's live and they share the live, like, they mention Elphaba's sister, and they do it to get Elphaba mad, but, like, Elphaba is a bad person. Elphaba have done bad things, but, like, it's not okay for people to make accounts like saying they'll do things to Elphaba's sister, because Elphaba's sister is no part in this. Elphaba's sister has never done anything to anyone. Like, we've only heard about Elphaba's sister once or twice, I don't even know, but Elphaba, like, people do this to get Elphaba mad, and some things are quite too far with like Elphaba. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't agree with people coming for her sister. Like, people, I understand people coming for Maria because I'm sorry, but Maria made her like that. But people coming for her little sister, coming for, you know, trying to look up her dad. Like, maybe her dad had reasons to leave. Like, I don't know. But, like, to come after the little sister, well, I don't know if there is a sister. But if people are coming for her, they shouldn't be. Whether or not it's her sister or not, don't come for her because it's not right.
Yeah, I will say there was a post up. I don't believe it's been fact checked, so take this with a grain of salt. Where it was Elphaba's father's friend, because there had been a resurgence of a particular incident that his father was involved in. Basically asking people to stop. He doesn't want associated with Elphaba. He tried reaching out, but they also said that Elphaba has no half siblings. They don't even have cousins, and that led to a lot of speculation. It's speculation at this point. We can't say definitely yes or no whether the person that went with them to Wicked was their sister, or whether it was just a friend that happened to be very much underage. So it's a lot of speculation.
Even if there isn't a sister, I don't think people should be going after the girl, because in the end of the day, she might have done it. Well, and then again, I don't agree with people using Elphaba's clout. Even though I don't like Elphaba, I do think it's wrong going after Elphaba and deliberately using her as clout. You're still as bad as Elphaba for doing that. But I do agree that like people shouldn't be coming for Elphaba. Anybody who's involved with Elphaba, don't come forward. But it's Elphaba they should be going after. They should be going after. You know, like those girls and like the she was with in those club. They look quite young. You know, I don't think we should be going after anybody who's young, or you know, if anyone should be going after somebody, it's Elphaba. In the end of the day, she chose to be around those people. She's chose to be around young people, and it's not right. You know, it's not right.
I think at the end of the day, you can't say that a minor is unable to consent, unable to understand what's going on, but then at the same time go after them like it's their fault. You wouldn't do that in any other situation.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just not right. Like, I just really think like if I was Elphaba, I would just sit back and like think, why have I done all this? You know, he's hurt not only has he hurt the trans community she claims she's part of, she's hurt the autism community, as I can say for myself, because she's really upset me, and she's upset a fellow creator who's also autistic. Well, I don't know if he's Asperger's or autism. It's now classed as both. They've changed it to both now. His name's Josh, and he does content about her, and he's upset him really a lot, and upset his partner as well. And she's upset a lot of people. I've heard there's people who have autism, and they've not been happy with the stuff she said. And I just think she needs to stop catching for the labels and start receiving the apologies.
Yeah, I think my position's still going to stay the same on the whole hurting the community thing. I think she's probably upset some people. Oh my God, sorry, mummy to a gorgeous boy. I'm so sorry. I think hurting a community. Yeah, I don't know. Mummy to a gorgeous boy. What do you have to say? I swear to you, they was sat in the guest box for 40 minutes.
Asking to come off as well, I don't understand it.
To be honest, that was a bit suspicious, because putting mum to a beautiful boy.
Yeah, I kind of knew, but I was like, what is the point? But our final points before I go, because I'm going to go play my game and edit some videos. Yep. We'll start from you and go up.
No, genuinely, I've said what I needed to say. I don't, we don't have to agree, and we can disagree and still be civil to one another. We can still have discussions civilly as adults and still get our points across. Weeb does not agree with everything that I've said today. I don't agree with everything that she's said today. But the important thing is we had a discussion. We're respectful. She's been very, very respectful to everybody in the boxes. And honestly, I will say anybody messaging, telling people to themselves or anything like that, absolutely not. Nobody stands behind you for that. You'll be on your own. Because I'll stand behind a lot of what the community does, but I'm not standing behind that. At the end of the day, you're all adults. Grow up. That's all I've got to say.
I think I pretty much said the same. Like, I've said everything I need to say. I think more for me, it was just annoying that everything that she's done, but especially the money part for me, as she's like asked for donations and then just used it for the things that other things that she wasn't supposed to use it for, and I just think that's wrong. And yeah, these people work hard for it, and she's just spent it on a takeaway. But I pretty much said everything I want to say. I don't agree with everything you said, but I respect you. So yeah.
Mental.
Yeah, I've said everything I need to say. Like, I've said about meeting Elphaba, what Elphaba's like. And yeah, I said what I said about Elphaba, like, yeah.
Is she as bad as everyone makes out? Or is she just a weird kid?
Yeah, she's just weird.
Okay, and
My opinion hasn't been changed. I still think I'm a bad person.
I understand like people are going to sympathise with her, because in the end of the day I do a little bit, only a tiny bit. I do feel sorry for her, because in the end of the day she is a life that has been unfortunately ruined and wasted, and she's unfortunately chose this path for herself. But in the end of the day, she is sadly a wrong'un. She has done bad things, and but I also understand that it's going to be hard for people to accept, and people are going to sympathise with her and feel sorry for her, because sometimes I do. Like, there's a lot of people that are going to feel sorry for her, but you have to also understand, as someone who sympathised with her, there's going to be people that have been so personally attacked by her, so personally tarnished by her, and people like Yap are going to take her down, which they have the right to, because she's attacked a lot of people, and in the end of the day, it's her that's chose to do that. And sadly, we're going to be sitting here watching that train wreck, and whether we feel sorry for her or whether we hate her guts, it doesn't really matter, because in the end of the day, we're watching a person slowly be sentenced, not exactly to death, but be sentenced to a life of tarnish, basically. So I'm excited to see this downfall. Bring it on, guys.
Thank you. And my last word, I definitely have heard some good opinions. My favourite bar of the whole live was from Miss Yap. It's not an attack, it's a correction. I swear to you, I'm going to use that. Like I said, I'm quite quick, I'm quite witty. I like that. But yes, thank you so much. Like I said, I have some things to think about. A lot of my opinions are still the same. But again, I'll maybe do another live on Elphaba or someone else and see how it goes.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. Thank you for keeping a respectful place.
We respect your opinion, by the way.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Next time you see me, I may be acting or sounding very different. It's just a different character live.
It's a character. That's fine.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
And you, God bless you. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone. This is probably my best live I've ever had. Yeah, I'm still learning about everything on here, but yes, I'm going to go now. But thank you. Thanks, Wixie. People were still talking about you, Wixie, on here. I don't know how long you've been in here, but people were saying, oh, well, what about what Wixie said? I was like, oh, well, he did kind of eat. But yes, I agree. Thank you so much, guys, for everyone, every single person who came on. I cannot even tell you how much I appreciate you. Yeah, definitely some new perspectives, I thought, and this is how not to blow smoke up my own ass, this is how a live should be. You can agree or disagree, like, talk. That's how people learn, going out and standing going, you have to agree because I don't like it. No one's going to come to you for that. The way that Yap did it, the way that the other creators did it, that is how you do it. That is how you be a creator. That is how you're an awareness page. That is how you give. Thank you so much. Thank you. You didn't have to do that at all. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm going to go on. Why is this guy fucking inviting me? Hold on. Hello. Okay. God bless you. I'm going to go now, but you kept inviting me. So anyway, yes, love you guys. I'll see you maybe later, maybe. Who knows? Who knows what I'm going to do? Bye.